They don't need to look too far away because we have just seen Belgium get defeated by Morocco. Morocco playing fairly well and definitely deserving the victory. No one would say that they didn't deserve it, but it was a case of a very similar story as to what we saw the other day. I mean, like, it was a case that Morocco created chances just like Canada created chances. The difference being that Morocco was able to take their chances and Canada, of course, sadly couldn't, ended up losing to Belgium 1-0. Well, that's not the case here. Morocco have beaten Belgium. Number 22 in the world has beaten number 2 in the world. So it's a real upset. It's a real upset. And that is going to have big repercussions. Big repercussions for this group. The bottom line is this. Canada have to win today. Canada have to win. If they don't win this game, then it is going to be... well, that's it. I think if they draw, it's going to be hard. If they lose, they are definitely out. That's the situation for Canada. If they draw, it's difficult. If they lose, they are out. So Canada really need to get a win against Croatia in this next game. David says, who has Morocco winning the group with a point against Canada? Yeah, I mean, is that all they need? Just a point against... Let's have a little look, see how the standings are. So Morocco are on 4 points. Canada, I mean, obviously we don't know what they're on. If they draw, then Morocco would be on 5. I don't think... I mean, look, until we know this result, we don't quite know. At this point, we don't quite know how it's going to finish. I don't know that a draw would be enough for Morocco in their last game for them to go through. Because if they draw, it should be enough thinking about it. Oh, we'll get a better idea after this game. I'm trying to work out the repercussions. Even when everyone's played 2 games is difficult enough. But trying to do it when 2 of the teams have not even played their second game yet, it's that's going to fry my brain today. So, yeah, well, let's watch Canada-Croatia, and then we'll see how the group falls after that. But at the moment, it is Morocco that's got 4 points. It's Belgium in second with 3, Croatia in third with 1, and Canada with no points. But, of course, Croatia-Canada just about to play. Let's possibly make the round of 16. I told you Morocco's underrated. Do you know what? Easy 99. As soon as this score finished, you was the first person I thought of because you did say that. All credit to you. You did say that. You did say that Morocco were a sleeping giant, a dark horse, if you will. And I must admit, I wasn't seeing it. I thought that Belgium have just looked atrocious at this tournament. I'm really surprised at how bad they've looked. So, like, I'm not taking anything away from Morocco. They're still the second-ranked team in the world. They've still got enough firepower, in my opinion, to get past Morocco. But, yeah, as soon as that score came through, I did think of Easy 99, who was singing their praises the other day. So you can gloat. You definitely did call it. I didn't watch Survivor Series. How was it, says Mason? Well, I would say watch it and make your own minds up. That's what I would say. I'm sure you will watch it, but watch it, see what you think. There is a review that I've got up about it. I would say it is polarizing. That's what I would say. I would say that I've seen a wide variety of opinions. So watch it and see what you think. There is some good chance that Canada could pull up an upset against Croatia. Listen, if they play as well as what they did the other day, then yes, they could absolutely get a victory here. They could absolutely get a victory. I think that Croatia are obviously a fantastic side. They are ranked quite high in the world. I want to say within the top 20. They are 12th. So they are 12th. Canada are 41st. But this is an aging Croatia side. I mean, obviously, Luka Modric, still a fantastic player. Perisic as well, but some of that talent that's coming through just doesn't seem to be at that same standard. I sort of feel like Croatia is a team that if you if you go in with confidence, they're going to be hard to beat. I mean, they're going to be very, very difficult to beat. But I was so excited by that Canadian performance the other day. I was so excited by that if they can replicate that, I've got high hopes they can get something from this. I am firmly behind Canada in this. I would love for them to get the victory. I'd love for them to qualify. I'd love for them to get out this group. Honestly, I'll take Morocco and Canada going through. That would be lovely, thank you. Morocco and Canada, that would be great. Croatia were the World Cup finalists 4 years ago. I mean, it's weird because it doesn't really feel like they're World Cup finalists, but they were. And Belgium were third in the world. Like, this is a tricky little group. But the thing is that both Belgium and Croatia have not kicked on in 4 years. In 4 years, like, they were at their peak 4 years ago. Both teams were at their peak. Both teams had a lot of the same players they've got now, but they were obviously sharper. This is 4 years further down the road. The players that have come in is not as good. The players that were at the peak are not really at the peak anymore. And so we're seeing very real decline with Belgium and Croatia. So that makes this group very interesting because Morocco are an unknown entity to me, but they're more than proving themselves. Belgium, we know, are in decline. They're definitely not the second best team in the world, and that will change after this World Cup. They won't be ranked that high. Croatia are 12th. I mean, that might be fair for Croatia in all fairness. Certainly don't think they're a top 10 team, but they're still comfortably within the top 20, I would say. So, they're still a problem. They're still a tricky team to try and get something against. But I just think the dynamism, if that's even a word, of Canada and what we saw the other day with some of their exciting attacks and their pace as well. They've got some wonderful pace. I mean, if they can just learn to finish, then, God only knows what the score would have been the other day. So fingers crossed they've been practicing on finishing all week because it didn't look like they needed to work on much else. But this, I think, will be a bit of a tougher challenge. I can't say I'm expecting Canada to look as good here as they did the other day. But let's see, I'm excited. 8 countdown, let's go, says Aubrey Edwards. 71 in the stream. Tharuka, shout out to you. I fell asleep during Shotzi Ronda. Woke up at the beginning of men's war games. I enjoyed main events. Morocco, 20 seconds. And second in Africa, says Easy99. Dork Knight said, African teams can always defend well. Morocco's success is absolute no surprise. Plus, I have Hakimi in my fantasy team. Martin said, Belgium are a team very much in decline. They had their chance 4 years ago. It does feel like that circle's coming to an end now, you know. It does feel like their opportunity was around, I don't know, like 2014, 2016, 2018. Dare I say the last Euros, which obviously a bit disappointing for them, was delayed. I mean, if there hadn't been a pandemic, you know, how good would Belgium have been at Euro 2020 instead of Euro 21? Like, I know it shouldn't make too much of a difference, but it's another year, isn't it? It's another year on the legs. And, they've got some players now that are really starting to get on in age. Certainly, if you look at Alderweireld and you look at Vertonghen and you look at their defence. So, I don't know. The future's not looking great for Belgium, is it? It's really not looking great. It must be so demotivating. Could you imagine being in Belgium and you've just had this incredible crop of talent and you're not known for producing talent? So, it's not like you've got another crop that's going to come. Like with England, for example, if like we squandered our golden generation, Gerrard, Lampard, Beckham, Rooney, Rio Ferdinand, like all these big names, we squandered it. We didn't win anything with it. But if you're an England fan, you sort of know that there's going to be more that's going to come. There's going to be always going to be, like, in 10 years' time, I still expect England to be there or thereabouts. I mean, England just never seemed to really progress too much from where they are. Like, normally they go into a tournament as one of the favourites because they're one of the bigger European nations. But we never go into a tournament as the favourite, the number one favourite, the absolute best of the best. So we need to try and get to that level. But with England, you always feel like you're, just that level underneath. Belgium, I mean, God, when are they going to get a crop of players like what they just had? When are they going to enjoy that again? Like, if you was from Belgium, when are you going to have that again? I don't know that you will. I mean, like, I'm sure you will, but I don't know if it'll be in, like, people's lifetimes. It might be in, like, 30 years' time or something, do you know what I mean? If someone's, like, 60 now, it might be, like, 90 by the time they see another interesting crop of players come out of Belgium. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I should imagine there'd be a lot of disappointment. This really felt like the final tournament for them and for this crop of players. And if they're not going to do it here, I mean, you can't see it doing them in a couple of years' time at the Euros. So, and then certainly can't see them doing it in 4 years' time at the World Cup. So, yeah, it's going to be disappointing in it. A lot of disappointment in that Belgian team. So, Morocco winning 2-0 against Belgium. Big shock, but we turn our attention to the other two teams in that group, which is Croatia and Canada. Come on, my friends. Canada is not close to Croatia level, says Roberto D. Gaming. Well, I mean, look, certainly I think from an expectation point of view, but I mean, you would have said that about Saudi Arabia and Argentina. I feel like you might have said it about Japan and Germany. I mean, earlier today we saw Japan lose in a shocking result as well. We had another shocking result this morning with Japan losing earlier today. So, we have had, I mean, they lost to Costa Rica. Don't forget, Costa Rica got smashed 7-0 by Spain. And now you've got Germany losing to that team. Like, I don't know that anyone would have predicted that. Would people have predicted Morocco 2, Belgium 0? I don't know if anyone would have predicted that either. Would you have predicted Denmark 0, Tunisia 0? Like, that was in the first round of games. Like, it's crazy, man. It's some of the results that are coming out of these groups. It's a real scramble to try and get through. This is where Southgate was talking earlier. Southgate was saying about after the game is like, look, I know people are going to be down on that performance, but it's another point on the boards. And, you do look at some of these results and go, do you know what? He's not wrong, is he? He's not wrong. Yeah, we're seeing big nations that are really just struggling to get out of their groups. And it's like shock results everywhere. So, do you know what I mean? Just get your points, move on, get to the last round of 16. We don't even know like what's going to happen with the round of 16, what teams are going where yet because of all these shocks and surprises. Some of the teams that we expected to finish first, they might now finish second. And that now changes the whole knockout tournament because I remember looking before going, okay, well, if France win the group, and if Brazil win the group, and if this team wins the group, like that's going to result in this happening in the knockout rounds. And so you would look at it and you'd go like, okay, so that's going to mean England play them, they play them, blah, blah, blah. But we might not get those results now. We might not get the big teams winning their groups anymore, or all the big teams winning their groups. And so all of a sudden the knockout rounds start to look different. So now you start to wonder like, is it better to finish first? Is it better to finish second? I don't know anymore. I don't know. I feel like you go for first and don't look too far ahead. Just go for first and then you can always play a runner-up in the next round. But after that, I mean, it's starting to become anyone's guess as to what the better route is going to be. So, yeah, it's really interesting. Just get out the group. That's the name of the game. So, Canada cannot lose here. If they lose, they are out. So Canada cannot lose here. They already lost their first game. You can't go losing 2 in a row. So Canada have got to get a result. Days, how are you? I think Canada is going to win 2-1 today, says Edwards. I really don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know because Canada had so many chances. They didn't score them. So are they going to create chances again and not put them away? Are they going to be more clinical today? I just genuinely don't know what to expect. I don't know if they're going to be able to convert their chances this time. I hope they can. I hope they can. I'm going to lean towards them scoring at least one, but I do think that, yeah, Croatia have probably got a goal in them as well. So I might lean towards a 1-1 draw here, you know. I might lean towards a 1-1 draw. Who is the world-class footballers? Well, Luka Modric is the world-class player on the pitch. I'll tell you what we can do, and I always like to do it, and that's have a little read of the teams. I always find that helps. So let's go down to the player guide. Let's click on Croatia. I don't think we read about them before. Here we go. So, reached the final 4 years ago. They've got potential to play even better this time. It's a new team, but with a midfield core. So the classy midfield can dictate games, and their new defence looks good. Croatia have a deep and versatile squad. Their weaknesses are that the goalkeepers are unreliable, the defenders are inexperienced, and there's no established goal-scoring presence up front. So that's a problem, isn't it? Let's have a little read. So the situation heading into the tournament has never been clearer. 9 of the 11 starting places feel cemented. The remaining 2 are anyone's guess. But there are about 3 or 4 players that compete in for those positions. What is pleasing is that given in the past the manager has been known to engage in plenty of unnecessary experiments, now he is having an approach that is very clear. I won't change the way we play, said the Croatian manager. When you have a midfield like ours, you have to strive to move the ball and create your chances through possession. We must play out of the back, and when midfielders don't have to drop deep to get the ball, we are more dangerous. We'll press when possible, and when not, we'll defend in a block. So 4-3-3 formation is Croatia. 4-2-3-1 is a bit of a backup formation for them. They've got the midfield trio that have got over 300 caps between them. But as we said, they are inexperienced at the back. Most of the 2018 silver medal winning squad has now been replaced, but there are some important additions. It says Modric is their star player. Cliches on aging like wine aside, the 37-year-old captain is still fully deserving of his undoubted status as the team's leader, its biggest star and MVP. You will see him work hard, just as hard, and run at least as much as his younger teammates. And if time has slowed him down at all, it has not taken its toll on the speed of his thinking or his creativity, which are as incredible as they ever were. So they're just talking about like probable lineup and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, what they're saying with Croatia is that the team has aged. They have replaced quite a few players, but there's a lot of inexperience there as a result. They do have Modric, who's 37, and they do have a fantastic midfield, but with inexperience in defence and the lack of a goal scorer up front, like, I feel like Canada can go into this with confidence. I really do. So they're saying for Canada, back on the biggest stage after 36 years absence, they were the best team in the CONCACAF qualifying, finishing above Mexico and USA. Players such as Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David, Buchanan all offer speed and explosiveness. The team spirit is superb as well. Canada lack experience and they don't have star power in defence. So that's their problems. And also, they can't hit the barn door if they tried. Like, they've got to score goals. You're not going to get anywhere if you don't put the ball in the back of the net. In a country where so many are used to cheering for other countries at major tournaments, this group of players have captivated a nation by clinching a spot at the World Cup for just the second time after 1986. After a grueling 20-game World Cup qualification journey where they surprised everyone to finish top of CONCACAF, Canada were drawn in a tough group alongside Morocco and 2 European giants in Belgium and Croatia. Immediately, they set out about finding out about their opponents. They played a similar possession-styled game against the Uruguay, which they ended up losing 2-0. What the players realize now is that we are right there. Some of the work in the attack just wasn't clinical enough, but we are close. What else was clear was Canada's commitment to keeping the ball and being brave in possession, despite a step up in quality in their opponents. During qualifying, Canada were a major threat in attacking transitions and are blessed with remarkable pace that will be on the radar of all of their opponents. So, little breakdown there on Croatia, little breakdown on Canada, kind of stuff that I think we knew largely. The pace, the explosiveness, the team spirit, the individual stars that Canada possess. That does make them a very, very interesting team. And as we said, they did a fantastic job in their first game when they took on Belgium. What are they going to do here? What are they going to do when they take on Croatia, who I think could be a trickier side? What did you think of the free kick from Ziyech? I didn't see it, to be honest. I didn't see it. I was setting up the stream, so I saw the was that the first goal? I saw there was one that got. I didn't know if it was a free kick or a corner, to be honest, because I just had it on in the background. But I saw it curl around and go like straight in. I never saw the second goal, but I just sort of kept watching, had it on in the background, and as I said, like both teams seem to create chances. Both teams seem to be in the game. I don't know quite how even it was. I thought Morocco played well, really well. And as I said earlier, the big difference was Canada didn't take their chances in the first game, but Morocco did. So, 2-0. Got to say that I wonder what expected goals was, actually. I never looked at expected goals. Let's have a look at expected goals for that game. Expected goals were 0.7 for Belgium and 0.58 for Morocco. So, I mean, according to this, they both had 10 shots, but Morocco had 4 on target. Belgium having more of the possession, but not doing as much as you would want to see with it. They did have 9 corners, but again, didn't do much with it. Belgium definitely having their chances in this game, but it's Morocco that comes away with the 3 points, and that is going to definitely sting Belgium. I mean, if Croatia win here, if Croatia win this game, that would mean that Croatia are on 4 points. Belgium would be on 3 points. Morocco would be on 4 points. Canada would be eliminated. So Canada would be out if they lose this game. So that would put Belgium in third. They play Morocco in their final game, and listen, Morocco played twice. They've looked pretty decent in both games. Belgium have played twice. They've looked rubbish in both games. I honestly don't know that Belgium. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they're going to have to be banged up for it, of course. I think I'd be right in saying that it would still be in their own hands. If Belgium win their last game, they can and I believe would still qualify. But they've given themselves a bit of an uphill struggle because Morocco have looked very, very good. Very, very good so far. Why aren't you streaming Arab teams? I have no idea. It's all to do with the time that it gets played. So we do the 3 o'clock games or the 4 o'clock games and the 7 o'clock games. So we do those two. Sometimes we've been able to do like the game just that little bit earlier. But I don't know if it's maybe something to do with time so that it's on at a decent time because they have moved around the times a little bit. For example, Japan played earlier today at I think it was 9 or 10 in the morning. So that's obviously not a great time for us here. It's in the morning. People are going to work. People are going to school. I'm asleep. So I'm not able to cover those. But they must work better for Japan maybe. So maybe the Arab teams are all playing the earlier games because it works better for them. Don't know. If their games kicked off at 3 or 4 if UK time or at 7, then we would do them. I didn't look to see what the teams were. It's all to do with the time of the day for me. Because what with Survivor Series last night, I went to bed at 7 in the morning. So I got about 6 hours sleep, woke up at 1, Just had something to eat, and here we are. Now it's 3 o'clock to do the game at 4, so just schedule. Days, what's your thoughts on that Dominik thing I tweeted you? I just scanned it, to be honest, buds. I didn't see who said it. Who said it? Who did they say? What sources said it? Who, like, apparently they think he's going to be a big star in the future, but do we know who said that? Do we know where that came from? I didn't get a chance to read it. Easy99 says, one of Belgium's born decided to play with his mother country, also my country, Malaysia. His name is Dion Kool's, plays for Belgium under 23 as captain, but it is difficult to break into the senior sides. Interesting. It's all with Daisy's sleeping routine. I am trying to keep in that routine as well because it works for us. I mean, I'm so blessed that we can watch wrestling. I can then sleep, get up, and we can do the World Cup in the day, and then we can do the wrestling on the night, sleep, blah, 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 repeat. So it works. It works very, very well. I know it's off topic, but if you had to predict who Bray faces at WrestleMania, who would you guess? Have no idea. I really don't know. Because, like, I don't think it's Roman, because I think Roman's facing The Rock. I don't think it's Randy, because I really don't think he's coming back, or coming back anytime soon. So I'd have to think about a heel. I mean, maybe Karrion Kross. But, I mean, to be honest, I think we will have had a draft by then. I think the draft would have happened, so it could be anyone. Because he could go to Raw, or someone from Raw could come over. So I feel like it will be a heel, and I feel like it's a match he needs to win. And I would be looking at someone like Karrion, I think. I think that could be an interesting feud, of course. So I think I'd be looking at someone like that. Or if you wanted to bring a legend back, then maybe Goldberg, because I think he needs to get revenge. He needs to get that win back against Goldberg. So you could do Goldberg. You could do someone like Karrion. You could do a Moss, which I know people would not be excited about. But if you built a Moss up to be a monster, like he just destroys everyone between now and WrestleMania, build him up like Giant Gonzalez, build him up like this monster threat. He's just destroying everyone, gets in, just destroys them, gets in with like anyone, destroys them. And then you put him up against Bray. Like, it could work. I know people would go, not a Moss. I get it. I hear you. But I'm just saying that if you invest in him now and give him wins and make him look cool, between now and WrestleMania, you could then feed him to Bray. Bray would obviously win. So, yeah, you could go down those roads. And actually, like, MVP and Bray getting into it, promos back and forth, that could be all right, you know. That might be all right. What's next for Seth? I don't know. I mean, I'd have to agree they've probably freed him up so that he can go on to be a champion of some degree. I mean, like, if you're not going to keep him in the mid-card, that must mean you're moving him up to, you know, something else. So I'm thinking that we're putting the belt on him, to be honest. I'm thinking we're putting the belt on him. I think we put the WWE title on him. Cody wins the Rumble, and then we get Cody Seth. So I feel like it's probably going to go that way, or it could go that way. So Cody Seth and Roman Rock, I think, could be the two main events of WrestleMania. They might put a women's match up there, but Cody Seth on the one night, Roman Rock on the other. Canada is going to win, said Roberto. That's as possible as Roman losing belts next week. Cody Seth says bonkers. Hasib said, just interested, why do you want Canada to win? Do you have family there? No, I don't, but they are well represented in our community. I think if there was no one in our community from Canada, but we had loads of people from Croatia that joined us, then I would want Croatia. So it's really just about, like, you know, like when I watch USA against Iran, we don't have many people that join us from Iran. I don't know if we have anyone that joins us from Iran, but we do have the majority of people that join us are from the USA. So I'm very aware as to like who in our community is being represented, who in our community is hoping is going to win. And obviously, there's no way of supporting everyone that's in our community because there's often going to be times where teams are going up against each other. And so you have to, potentially pick a side. But here, I mean, I'm not aware of anyone that joins us from Croatia. I don't have any feelings towards Croatia. I don't hate Croatia. I don't love Croatia. I don't have any feelings towards Croatia. So I could just stay neutral. But I know there's plenty of people that join us from Canada. So that's why I am leaning for them. That's fair, says Hasib. Edward says, Days, be honest. Do you see Dominik being a huge star in the future? I don't know. I genuinely don't know because I think he can wrestle in the ring. I think that he has been significantly more interesting since he joined Judgment Day. I still don't find him potentially captivating. I feel like it's Rhea bouncing off him. It's the Rhea relationship with him. Maybe it's him attacking his dad that's interesting. It's not really him that's interesting. I don't know that Dominik has the ability at this stage to make anything work. And that's important because you could get given anything and you need to make it work. I feel like Dominik's quite there in my mind. I don't look at him and think he could pull that off. He could do this story. I think it has to be a story that supports him rather than he supports the story. So he can always improve. As we said, we've seen big improvements since he turned heel, for example. I think that the more he's away from his dad, he's going to be forced to learn. I think whilst he was with his dad, I'm sure he learnt loads of stuff, but equally, it's sort of easy to not get comfortable, but I mean, it's sink or swim when you're out on your own. I mean, he's on his own and on a different brand now. His dad is completely away from him and over on SmackDown. So, Dominik's just doing his own thing now. So I feel like if they have worked with him and he's got a great attitude and he wants to learn and he wants to improve and he's hungry to succeed, I could see it being that because of him having that Mysterio name, that they're yeah, we're going to stick with this guy. We're going to stick with him. We're going to invest in him. We're going to do some stuff with him. Is he going to be a big star like Roman? I don't see that. I think at best he gets to a Seth level, which is just that one notch below Roman. It's the Macho Man to Hogan type situation. But that's at best, right? And I don't even know if he gets to that level. I really don't. I really, really don't. He's nowhere near that level right now. But you got to remember, he's still relatively young. He's all right in the ring. I mean, you can't say that he botches loads of moves or that he looks embarrassing or anything. He is all right in the ring. Promos don't really do anything at this stage, but I think equally, if you remember that he hasn't been in NXT and he's completely skipped NXT. So any of that learning, he's stepped over it, he's skipped over it. So that just means that he's having to do all of his learning on the main roster. So it's no surprise that he looks a bit rubbish at times and he sounds a bit rubbish and he's a bit awkward because it would be exactly the same as putting The Rock's daughter straight onto the main roster. Imagine if Ava Raine was put straight onto the main roster. She would also look awkward and out of place and all of that. So I'm not trying to defend him, but equally, I'm sort of I don't read that and go, what? I don't read it and just completely, what are they on about? They're idiots. I don't get that reaction because I can sort of see where someone would be coming from, but not a top star like Roman. I'm talking about someone that's probably going to be all right in the mid cards. I could see him doing that. I mean, he's sort of there or thereabouts now. You could see him with the help of the Judgment Day winning a mid card belt. It's just that without the Judgment Day, him going solo, I don't think he would be that impressive at the moment. But with time, he will surely improve. Since Drew started getting involved with the Brutes, I've noticed Drew doesn't seem to want to interact with the Ridge. It's nothing, but I have found it interesting to watch, says Steve. Roberto said Rhea and Dom, everything's great. She is so damn good, says Roberto. Easy99 said Roman with Seth versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship. Roman with Sheamus for the Universal, both at the Rumble. Seth pins Owens. Cody wins the Rumble and then goes against Seth at Mania. Jeremy said, could you see Dominik challenging for the United States title? Not at the moment, because it's on Theory, and Theory's a heel, and Dominik's a heel, so don't think we'd be looking at doing that. I think if we had a babyface that was champ, then we could definitely look at that. I mean, I could, if we'd have kept it on Seth, I could have seen Dominik versus Seth on one of the episodes of Raw. I don't think Dominik would have won, but I could have seen Seth doing that. That's the kind of match that Monday Night Rollins is all about. You know, kind of giving people an opportunity that you wouldn't quite expect. And so, you know, Dominik, you know, you'd probably go with Damian Priest, wouldn't you, over Dominik for that kind of an opportunity. But it wouldn't be out the realms possibility if we'd have seen Dominik versus Seth for the United States title. I don't think he would have won. But I think with Judgment Day by his side, it's not the biggest reach, is it? Like, saying that out loud, it doesn't seem like the craziest idea in the world. So he's sort of already roughly around that area with Judgment Day. His problem, as I said earlier, is like if he goes off on his own. If he goes off on his own, he hasn't got Rhea and he hasn't got them, and he's got to try and forge his own path. He's going to struggle like Mustafa Ali struggles. I feel like Mustafa Ali with a group, you know, you put like Mustafa Ali in with like a Judgment Day. I feel like Mustafa Ali might get somewhere. And they did try to do that, actually, because they had him as the leader of Retribution. And I think they were probably thinking along those same lines. Mustafa Ali on his own just sort of struggles. Again, largely down to the booking. That's not even his promos or his matches. He's got great promos. He's got great matches. They just don't give him any creative whatsoever. They don't give him anything to get his teeth into. So they looked at it and went, well, let's just put some people around him. They put Retribution around him. Didn't work, did it? Didn't work. But with Dominik, you know, I think Judgment Day are a lot more credible. And so he could get that mid-card opportunity. But on his own, I think he would struggle like we're seeing with Mustafa Ali. Did you see Belgium getting eliminated in the group? I don't think so. Just because I think they're going to have to dig deep, get a result. I think they played better today than they did against Canada. And, you know, basically they've got to beat Morocco to go through. That's what it's come down to for them. They've got to beat Morocco to go through. Now, Morocco are proving to be a very tricky little team. A real eye-opener for me. I'm certainly not going to say that Belgium are going to be winning that, but I don't think we can say they don't have a chance either. I think they've definitely got a chance against Morocco. So, you know, win that game to go through. They'll be getting prepared for it, you know, massive, massive game. And it's one of those, isn't it? You can just sort of see them scraping through somehow. So I'll be very surprised if Belgium go out. I think a lot of people will. Certainly if it's in their own hands. You know, if it was a case where even if they won, there's no guarantee they go through, then I'd be like, yeah, they're in trouble. I think they're gone because it's not in their control. But because it's still in their control, I think you've got to look at it and go, probably a good chance that Belgium do find a way through. Do you think Rowan will be dethroned in 2023, says Harif? Yeah, I think so. I think... I don't think that they're going to keep it on him for the whole of next year. I think he is likely to want to go and have a break, to be honest. You know, he is someone that we never quite know what's going on with his health. I think he is a big family man. He's got a big family, certainly. So I think he wants to, like, be there for his kids as well. There could even be some Hollywood opportunities. Like, I think, like... year after year after year after year, like title reign. It doesn't interest Roman. That's not what Roman, I think, is looking for. I think that he knows this is big for him and it's big for his career. So I think he'll ride this whilst it continues. But I don't know that he's looking for it to actually go for, like, you know, another whole 12 months. And I think, like, you could look at WrestleMania as to where he drops it. But as I said, I don't think he'll drop it to The Rock, if that is going to be the match. But I think that he will drop it not long after. there needs to be a big show. I mean, I wonder if they try and do Money in the Bank in a stadium again. Because if you do Money in the Bank in a stadium, which they tried to do last year, if you do Money in the Bank in the stadium, then you could drop it there. Money in the Bank is around, what, May? So, so March is WrestleMania. April is WrestleMania Backlash. It's about May, isn't it? That's like Money in the Bank, kind of May, June. So I'm thinking there, if you make that a big show, because the thing is, you've got to get through to August for SummerSlam, otherwise. Don't know, that's a little way off. It's a bit of a way off to get from like WrestleMania to SummerSlam. So I'm wondering if they'll go big with Money in the Bank, and then that's where he'll finally drop the Universal. I think he drops the WWE soon, to be honest. I think he drops the one soon. I think he drops the one before WrestleMania. I don't think he has both belts at Mania. So I think he'll drop the one before, and then I think he'll drop the Universal. I'm looking at Money in the Bank. And then maybe he comes back to challenge that person for the title at SummerSlam. We get the rematch at SummerSlam. I could maybe see something along those lines. Belgium just played Morocco. They have to beat Croatia to go through, says Lauren. Range should think of the company and just drop them, says Paulie. Maka says Belgium play Croatia last game, not Morocco. Also, how would you book getting the one off the title? Yeah, did they... Belgium play Morocco, not Croatia. Hang on, I'm getting confused. Belgium just played Morocco. They have to beat Croatia to go through. Yes. Okay, so they played Morocco just... yeah, and then they played Croatia last. Well, look, if they have to play Croatia to go through, I think... if they had... I don't know why I got confused with that. I did. My head's all over the place talking wrestling and football, I think. But if they have to play Croatia last, then... we'll find out, won't we? I mean, we need to see what Croatia looked like. I didn't think Croatia looked that great in their first game. It's going to be very interesting to see what Croatia looked like here. So it's still going to be a challenge. It's going to be a big, big challenge for Belgium to get past Croatia. I feel like they're in trouble, to be honest. I do feel like they're in trouble. I feel like trying to beat Croatia is going to be harder than them trying to beat Morocco. So let's see. Belgium is 1 and 2 on the group. They will play either Spain or Germany. Do you think Morocco have improved since 2018? Losing to Iran and Portugal, drawing to Spain, although they lost to Iran and Portugal by 1 goal. Yeah, I've been very impressed. Very impressed. Like, what we've seen from them here, like, I thought was really good. You do have to remember that Belgium just have not looked good. They looked better today. They looked better than when they played Canada, but they haven't looked good. They certainly are not the second best team in the world. Everything just looks quite laboured with Belgium. So yeah, they're in trouble. They are definitely in trouble. To try and get like a result against Croatia, but as you said, until we have this game, we don't quite know how the group's going to look. Seth beats Reigns at the Rumble and Cody beats Seth at Mania, says Paulie. Steve said, I think it's Rock Roman at Mania and Seth wins the belt at the Rumble versus Rumble winner Cody. What do you think of Survivor Series? I did a video on it. I think that it was one that divided opinion. That's what I think. Morocco defender lineup plays in Bayern Munich, Wolverhampton, West Ham and PSG, says Easy99. Shaquem said Canada need to win. They do. Canada have got to win this. If Canada lose, they are out. They will know that as well. And I'm sure there's a lot of pressure, a lot of tension in Canada as we're getting closer towards the game. We're only 16 minutes away from kickoff. Only 16 minutes away. And as we said, very exciting. I think the lineups are at the bottom. Don't think they've changed. Sometimes they can I can do them a bit early and then they update, but I think they are correct. So David obviously playing, Davis playing, They've got some real good talent. You can see their scores from the first game as well. I believe these are going to be the averages throughout the World Cup, the scores that are next to their names. So you can see their standout player, Laria, on the wing, 7.3. He was the highest scoring Canadian player in that first game. And then you can see like the Croatia, I mean, just really solid. Solid, certainly all along the back. Lovren getting an 8.2 rating, which is very impressive. It's not often you see 8s in this game. Normally they're 6s and 7s. So we've seen some good scores there. Along the back, in the midfield, seems to be very solid for Croatia. So, as we said, it's going to be a tricky game, but I'm excited for it. WWE LOL said, what games are we doing this week? Well, we are getting to the point, believe it or not, we are getting to the point where we're just doing all of them. So that's pretty exciting. So I can tell you that we've got Croatia, Canada now. Straight after this, we go to Spain and Germany. If Germany lose, they are out. That is a massive game, and it's going to be so much fun seeing Spain in action again. Tomorrow, we actually get to Brazil and Switzerland, and we've got Portugal, Uruguay. So we've got those games. So we get to see Ronaldo and Portugal. We get to see Brazil in action, of course. And then when on Tuesday, that's when we get to the final round of games. There's no more early games. And as we said, that means we don't have to worry about missing the early teams. So that means that now we can start watching pretty much all the games. So we're doing Netherlands versus Qatar, but we will have Ecuador on at the same time against Senegal. So I'll have the one game there. I'll have the other game here. I can only really go with one game, I think, because like score-wise and everything. Although I will have to try and figure out how to do that. That's going to be interesting, trying to watch two games at the same time and how that shows itself on screen. But we do get to the point where the games are on at the same time for the groups. So as soon as you get to that point, we do all of the games then. So we will be watching both. So we'll be doing Netherlands, Qatar, but we will also be watching Ecuador and Senegal. We'll be doing Wales, England, but of course we will also be watching USA and Iran. We'll be doing Tunisia and France, but of course we will be watching Australia and the other team in that group. And then Denmark. And then we've got Poland, Argentina. Of course, we will be watching the other game. You get the message, yeah? So we're going to be watching all of them then from Tuesday. By the time we get to Saturday, so Saturday is pretty juicy because Saturday is going to be the first next round of games, like the knockout rounds then. That's Saturday. So we are less than a week away from the round of 16 beginning. So we're almost done with the group stages. We're almost done. The round of 16 begins on Saturday, this Saturday coming. So we will be doing those games. So my Saturday looks like we're doing 2 round of 16 games. Then we try and catch the end of Fury against Chisora. We should be able to get to that boxing just as it's kind of getting to the main event. So we'll miss the earlier fights, but we'll be able to just get to like the main event. So that's Fury against Chisora. And then we will do UFC after as well. So pretty full on day, man. That Saturday is moody. That Saturday is a moody day. That Saturday is 2 World Cup games, boxing and UFC. Hey ho. Right, so that's that. Then on Sunday, we've got 2 round of 16 games. Obviously, Monday, 2 round of 16 games and Raw. On Tuesday, 2 round of 16 games. I record the Wrestling Escape Pod. It's not live. And we've got NXT. Then we've got nothing on the Wednesday, the 7th. That's when we get a little break, to be honest. There's a little break just for a couple of days till we get to the quarterfinals. So loads coming up. Loads coming up. As we said, like a lot of the games that we weren't able to cover in the World Cup, they're sort of gone now. We've missed them. They've happened. We're getting to the point where we will now start to do every single game. So, we do everything in the knockouts. There's not a single game in the knockouts we won't do. Do you think Canada can pull an upset, said Bacon Plays? Absolutely. I was really impressed with them. I think if they can apply themselves again here, they can absolutely edge this. I'm leaning towards 1-1, but it's going to come down as to whether Canada can actually score, because they created so many chances and they will not get that many chances against Croatia. Germany can lose and need to win versus Costa Rica. Spain need to win against Japan. Germany can go through, says Rage Kids. If Germany lose today, they can still go through? I thought if they lost today, they were out. Let's have a little look. Oh, has the Costa Rica result changed that? Let's have a look. So if Germany, oh yeah, maybe the Costa Rica result has changed that. So if Germany lose today, they're on 0 points. If Spain win, they go to 6 points. That means that then Japan, Costa Rica, if that's a draw, if they draw, Germany are out. If Costa Rica win, Germany are out. No, they're out. Surely they're out. Surely they would be out, because if Germany lose today, they're on 0 points. Spain would be on 6. So then that means that in the next game, if Germany win, who do Germany play in the next game? Who do they play? Do they play Costa Rica? Who do they play? I don't even know who they play. Let's have a look. Who do they play in the next game? They've already played Japan because they lost. It would be Costa Rica, wouldn't it? So if they... Oh, man, this is... Honestly, it ties me up in knots trying to work all this stuff out. So if Spain wins today, they're on 6 points. If Germany then win their last game, they would be on 3 points. Costa Rica would be on 3 points. If Spain beat Japan, they would stay on 3 points. Germany would win. They would be level. Germany would need to... Yeah, you're right. They would be able to go through, but they would need to win by 2 goals because goal difference is -1. So But then saying that, if Japan lose, their goal difference would change as well, wouldn't it? Ugh. I'm really not looking forward to that next week. I'm really not looking forward to all of the repercussions and what's happening where. I think normally when the games are actually on, they just show you the tables. And so you can see like a live update of the table. And so you can see like how it plays out. I'll just rely on that, to be honest. Right, we've got the teams about to come out. Spain will not play for a draw. They will play like they always do, says Easy99. Why do I feel like buying Beyblades? Yes. Yes. I've just put in a big order. Just like my spirit animal. Austin Theory wanted me to do. LFC said Spain will put the Germans away easy. I think it's going to be 4-1 Spain. Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest, I mean, it's that is going to have repercussions because I think the first thing that separates the teams is going to be goal difference. So you look at it, and it could be a case that Germany could go through with a win as long as Spain win in their last game. But then you have to look at goal difference, and we don't know what the goal difference is until these games have happened. And then that would mean that like Germany might have to win by X amount. You know, they might have to win 3-0 to go through or something. So, yeah, again, till we get to that final round of games, it's going to be a headache, isn't it? I tell you what, though, Canada needs to win. I know that much. What player would you say are world class? I would say Bellingham, Trent, Robertson, Salah, Mane, Kane, Son, Haaland. What do you mean? What are you on about? In the world? You might have to excuse me if I don't sit here and list all the world-class players in the world. Because I feel like that's a big conversation. If Germany win against Spain, all of Group 3 will be on 3 points. That's pretty wild, isn't it? That's pretty wild. I tell you what, if Germany do beat Spain, which I haven't even considered happening, but if they do beat Spain, does that put Spain in danger? Because who's their last game against? Who's their last game against? Who is Spain's last game? Is it Japan? It would be Japan. It would be Japan. The thing is, though, that even a draw with Japan would probably put them through, wouldn't it? Because of that goal. That goal difference is just immense. That goal difference is immense. I'm trying to think what I want. What works best for England? Austin Theory winning last night was stupid. It was bad booking and we're right back to 50-50. In the end, it makes Theory look even worse, says Jilly. Kian said Japan and Spain play next week. Don't put Germany out until the last minute. They always save themselves, said Roberto D. Watch out today, Croatian player Livakovic. He will decide the game. Plays as a striker of forwards by the looks of it. Don't know anything about him. Let's have a little read. So we've just got the national anthems at the moment. Livakovic is a maverick. 29 years old. In splits, Livakovic is a demigod. You see a lot of people, from children to old folks, wearing his match kit or t-shirt bearing his image. Livakovic returned to Osijek in the winter of 2021, feeling he had something to prove, if only until the end of the season. He had been signed from his childhood club by Inter as a 16-year-old, never staying for too long anywhere. But back at his old stomping ground, he has flourished. So much so that, in fact, the supporters organised a campaign for him to stay, which he did, returning their love with impossibly attractive moves and goals, becoming a local superstar. Even if I wanted to leave, that would have been impossible with all the supporters have done for me. He has proved himself for Croatia as well. And now, age 29, he's ready to introduce himself to the world. Well, let's see. Okay, we've just got the Canadian national anthem right now. Canadian national anthem. After this, we will have Spain against Germany. What national team do you support? I support England. I am behind Canada here, hoping that Canada can get the job done for everyone in our crowd, in our community. Saying there's a lot of Australian Croatians in Doha. Livakovic is God in split, says Roberto D. If Canada wins, Days needs to sing "Oh Canada." Oh Canada, I love your lovely trees. I mean, out of the players, who would you say are out of those players? Out of those players. Okay, but that's a much easier conversation. I much prefer that conversation. Bellingham, Trent, Robertson, Salah, Mane, Kane, Son, Sterling, Mbappe, Haaland. Mbappe, Haaland. I wouldn't say Sterling, because I don't think he's playing very well for Chelsea. Son's interesting. Kane is... Yeah, I'd go Kane. He got the golden boot at the last World Cup. He's consistently up there for most goals in the Premier League. I'd go with Kane. Salah, got to go with him. I wouldn't say Trent. I don't think you can be world class and not get into your international team. I don't know if I wouldn't say Robertson. If I'm not saying Trent, I wouldn't say Robertson. Mane, world class. I feel like world class is such a high bar. I feel like I wouldn't even quite go Bellingham yet. I feel like he's on his way to world class, but at his age, has he done enough to be world class? I feel like he's world class potential, but has he done enough to be world class? So I would say Salah. Let's go Salah, Mane, Kane, chuck in Son. Go on. Mbappe and Haaland out of that list. So I've rejected Bellingham, Trent, Robertson, and Sterling. Rejected. You're out of there. No Trent or Robbo. Can you be world class and not get into the England team? Can you be world class? Can you be a world class right back with the defensive problems that is a world class crosser of the ball, but is he a world class right back? No. You can't get in the England side. And if I'm not taking Trent, I can't take Robertson, can I? Right, here we go. Right, we are up and running. Croatia kick us off and we are underway. Tamori could play for Canada since he was born there, but unfortunately Southgate not bringing him to the England team, although the fans wanted him to, says Easy99. Days Robbo is the Scotland captain. Yes, but my point remains that if I'm going to say that Trent isn't world class because he's, not the best defender, defensively is not that brilliant, he can't get into the England team. Is Robertson that much different? I would say he's a better defender, but I think what he gains in maybe defensive ability, I don't think is as good going forward as what Trent is. So I feel like you give him props defensively, but then you have to take a little bit away. So I don't feel like he's that different to Trent. He's a better defender. I feel more comfortable with him at left back. But, I don't think he's quite as good going forward as what Trent is. So, yeah, Robertson can get into the side, but it's not enough difference to me. Ball. Oh, Canada! Canada score early! Wow. Do you know what? Question answered, eh? Ball whipped into the middle. And Alphonso Davies heads it in. It's a cross in. Bang! 1 minute into the game. Hadn't even settled into the game. It's just a break. Down that right-hand side, whipped into the middle. Bah! Knocked in by Alphonso Davies. What an incredible start indeed. I think it's a minute on the boards. Look at that. You got 3 defenders in there against 3 attackers. Ball is whipped into the middle. Marking is atrocious. He just moves in, gets on the ball, heads it home, knocks it down as well, makes it hard for the keeper to get a hand on it. Alphonso Davies, it's a great finish, Where was that? In the last game? Took a minute. That is their first goal at a World Cup as well, That is their first goal. First World Cup goal, and it's Alphonso Davies that comes up with it. Oh, they will enjoy that. They will enjoy that again and again and again, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. They deserve to enjoy that. Even if this World Cup doesn't go to plan, even if they don't get out the group, they can always go back and watch that. That moment, that start of the game, relive that. Brilliant. That's so cool. It is really cool. That's his 11th goal for Canada. You can see the ball was whipped into the middle. Boosh. You see about where the ball went into the net as well. Lovely work. Wait and see who got the assist so that we can put that up. But Croatia shell-shocked. The only thing I would say is that this game has literally just begun. We were still just settling into the game, and then they just, honestly, out of nowhere, break down that right-hand side, whip a ball in, headed home by Alphonso Davies. Canada 1. Croatia 0. Whew. The fastest goal in the World Cup, said Easy99. What a goal, says Edwards. Great cross, great header, says Martin. First ever goal in the World Cup and the fastest goal scored in this World Cup, says Easy99. Okay, Croatia, nice finish, lovely. It's one of them, like it was just get in, you know, there felt like there was a lot of frustration there. Felt like there was a lot of, oh, I'm not messing around today. Wasn't there? There was a lot of like, ah. It's like a whole nation. It's like the whole nation of Canada were like, getting on the end of that ball. Oh, I tell you, it's thumped in. Absolutely thumped in. Croatia caught napping. Defensively very poor. Yeah, defensively very poor. But we did read beforehand that they are inexperienced at this level, you know. And maybe there was a little bit of switching off. Maybe there was. Ball going all the way back to the Croatian keeper. Right, it's Buchanan that scored the goal. Got the assist, sorry. Davis scored the goal. Don't know if anyone's got Croatian players in their fantasy teams or not. I think if you did, you probably had Alphonso Davis. He would be the name most people would go to, I think. Spencer said it's justice for us not scoring against Belgium, says Spence. That was a statement goal, said Gilly. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Ball going down the line. Played over to the right-hand side. Twist him. Turn in. Trying to dink it up and straight into the hands of the Canadian keeper. He spills it momentarily. There's a lovely energy to this game, as you can imagine, because of the fact that that goal was scored so early. So there's a lovely energy to the game now. But, yeah, he almost spilled that. Ball being played forwards. Right, all the way. Switch of play over to that left-hand side. Here's Davis. I tell you, I mean, like, we think of Brazil, we think of France, we think of those nations, and we're, you know, talking about Germany potentially going. We're talking about Argentina last night almost going. But there are teams like Canada, like, dare I say, Morocco, like, well, we thought Japan until their loss earlier, that you look at and you go, wow, they could be really tricky for someone. They could be really tricky. I feel like Brazil would obviously deal with Canada, but they would be tricky. I mean, they're really showing that they are a very good team. Here's Canada trying to play the ball forwards. Nice, going down that right-hand side. So a couple of Croatian players there into the centre. Here's Modric. Lovely work by Modric, playing the ball back to that Croatian defence. We've only had 8 minutes. 8 minutes, but it's a lovely zip. There's a lovely energy to this game. Ball in the air, headed forwards. Brought down, knocked over to the sides. Lovely turn. Lovely turn. Lovely pace. Oh, my God. Who is that? Is that Buchanan? Ball in the middle. Who is that? Don't know who's over there. Is that number 11? Number 11. It is Buchanan. That was Buchanan. Buchanan, lovely turn. Lovely acceleration. Ball being played in the middle. Canada again. Oh, my God. That was a great opportunity. Was it offside? It was offside. It was offside. The ball was played into the centre. Canada in the penalty area. Just sort of, you just wanted him to get the shot off. Yeah, he's well off. Yeah, he's well off. That gets it. It's just under his feet. The defender comes in, puts the tackle in, but they knock him. They knock him. Days, if Canada win, they will make history as they have never advanced past the group stage, says Michael. Ledger Killer says, come on, Canada. Jesualdo said, I was telling myself it's okay to show up 5 minutes late. Most early halves have 0-0s. Shauna said, Buchanan plays for New England. He is just a superstar. Oh, honestly. Yes. John Herdman, the Canadian coach on the touchline. Really dictating things over there. Look at that. Look at that. That is going to get replayed again and again and again and again. It's an absolute bullet header. So, ball being passed around by Canada. They've got possession in their own half. No pressing by Croatia. Croatia seemingly happy for Canada to have it in their own half. Ball coming forward. Again, the pressing not great. Not really a pressing team, are they, Croatia, by the looks of it? We've seen some excellent pressing. I thought that USA's pressing of England was really impressive. I thought what Mexico was doing as well against, was it France? Was very impressive. We learned through you that cohesiveness and team chemistry, it means everything, says Jilly. You had it already, yeah, they had it. Their team spirit is fantastic. Here we go, corner to Croatia. Canada are going to have hairy moments in this game. Let's have a look and see how they deal with this. So, few shirts up, but Canada are going to have them outnumbered. Nice short corner. Trickery. He's looking to whip it in. Doesn't beat the first man. Heads it away. Ball coming in again. Cleared by Canada. Yeah, relatively comfortable by Canada, but then they lose the ball. Dangerous area. Look at all the shirts in there. Look at all the Canadian shirts. Again, the clearance is not great. The clearance is not... There's Eustachio. Eustachio booting it, but sadly not booting it anywhere that's useful. So it's going to be a throw. Here's Perisic. Perisic for Croatia. Looks like it's going to be a long throw as well. Still plenty of Canadian shirts in that penalty area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Canadian players to 4 in the penalty box. So they should be able to get this out. Ball bouncing around. That Canada have got it. Down the line. No one up there as a result, of course, because everyone was back defending those corners and that throw-in. We're in the 13th minute. Croatia launching the ball over to the left-hand side. It's brought down by Croatia. Knocked into the centre, but the keeper comes out and claims. Spammers are annoying. What spammers? Steve says, are we doing FA Cup draw or does it clash with a game? Don't know. I mean, we're not doing it. I think it probably clashes. Is it at 7:30 today? Because it's going to be on at the same time as Spain and Germany. So, I mean, I wonder if I'd still be able to have it on in the background. It's probably on the BBC, isn't it, if it is on today? For me, most Croatian players are ageless. They're over 30. To depend on a player like Modric, Kovacic, Lovren, it's like Belgium. Their golden generation is over. Most of them now is ageless, says Easy99. Where's 420? Said, currently rolling a blunt because Canada scored. Shout out to you, dudes. Ball being played forward. No one there by Canada. Being chased after. There is some of the pace. Some of the pace. What do you lot do in Canada? What's going on? Why are you all so fast? It's like you've got a team of Usain Bolts. Honestly, Buchanan and Alphonso Davies. Days WWE is getting childish. I see they dress Sarah Logan to look like a reindeer with some stupid headgear for Reggie in NXT. Yeah, the Reggie Scripps character is quite the character. I don't know that it's going to stay that way for long, to be honest. I would imagine someone will come to their senses. Driving forwards, Canada, edge of the area. Got 7 Croatian shirts in front of him. It comes over to the left-hand side. Dinked into the middle. He needed to hit that first time. Tried to control it. But it was under pressure. Ball was just floated into Alphonso Davies. He just needed to smack that on the volley, didn't he? 15 minutes, guy, feels like it's about 55 minutes with all the stuff that's happened in this game, but it's 15 minutes that's gone so far. Buchanan is a brilliant name. Sounds like a US TV program about a sheriff or a private investigator. How you doing, Buchanan? I'm gonna miss him. He was a good partner. You'll be all right, Buchanan. You'll find another partner. Yeah. Tuesday morning, HBK Undercaker. Oh my God. Imagine that. Ball in the middle, knocked on, bouncing around, cleared by Canada. Miguel says, go Canada. Cheers from Lisbon. Greetings to Lisbon. Hope you are well. We are seeing Portugal soon, aren't we? We're seeing them tomorrow, I want to say. Canada goal was a shock, says Tharuka. Ramit says, Belgium lost against Morocco. What is going wrong in Soccer 2022? Welcome to Soccer Cup 2022. Let's go Canada, says Tharuka. Joe said, is Starbridge in the cup? No. We went in about 2010, 2011 time. We went through a wonderful period of getting to the first and second round of the FA Cup. We never got to the first round before. And we got there, I think, 2019, 2010, something like that. And for a couple of years, we kept getting to the first and second round, and it was amazing. And then we just haven't done it for a long while now. We just haven't been able to kind of reach that same level. I wonder if... Actually, do you know what? I wonder if Bellingham played in those games. I'm going to have a look at that. Starbridge versus Plymouth. FA Cup. Starbridge, Plymouth, FA Cup. No, he didn't, sadly. He wasn't there at that point. Yeah, Jude Bellingham's dad used to play for Starbridge. But he sadly didn't play in those games. Nice little dink, but Canada get the... Croatia get the ball. 2-0, we beat Plymouth Argyle. It's one of the biggest wins in our history. FA Cup first round replay, we beat Plymouth Argyle 2-0. 19th minute. Sean has said, I'm seeing that the older, more experienced teams are struggling to find a rhythm, whilst the younger, less experienced teams are taking advantage and thriving. Tharuka said, a lot of top teams like Germany, Argentina, and Belgium have lost to lower-ranked teams. Ball being played forward. Lovely little touch there. Buchanan playing it to the back post, but the Croatian defender heads it away. Yeah, he didn't realise there was no one behind him, so he dealt with the problem. His goalkeeper was just having a word with him there, like, why did you do that? There was no one on you. But he had to make sure. So it's a corner now. Corner to Canada. It's taken quite quick. Davis, edge of the area. Play. Oh my God, it's played in the middle. It's not cleared by Croatia, but they eventually get it cleared. That was stressful. You do expect those balls to be played in and then like the other team just clear them quite comfortably. All of a sudden, Croatia didn't. And you was just, I thought like, oh my God, they're going to do it here. Could be a second, but Croatia finally get onto the ball and clear it. Ball coming over to that left-hand side. Here's Alphonso Davies playing the ball back. Nice, trying down the different wing, but lovely work there by Croatia to intercept the ball. We're getting close to the 20-minute mark. Croatia heading the ball down. Cleared by Canada. Canada survive. Oh, mistake. Mistake by Croatia. That allows Alphonso Davies in. They're driving forward. Oh, Davies. Oh. He tries to play in David, but he put it behind him. David actually ran past it. Oh, that was such a good opportunity. Canada. Croatia give the ball away. Davies, that's got electric pace, bombing forward, plays the ball into the middle, but it finds no one. Croatia back on the ball. James said FA Cup draw is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Okay, appreciate it. So that should be 7 p.m. So a couple of hours. I mean, I'll try and keep an eye on it, but my focus is going to be Spain and Germany. I'm sure someone will tell me who Man United get. Ball being played back into the Croatian half. Playing it forwards. Goes over to the wing. Knocked into the centre. Nice work here by Croatia. Going down that left-hand side. So Croatia driving forwards. Whipping it into the centre. Headed clear by Canada. Good work by Canada. Oh, do you know what? I just wish there was a little more patience in that midfield sometimes. I mean, they are very quick to try and get the counters going, which you do like to see. Oh! Ball is played forwards into the Canada penalty area. And they almost get something on it, but not anything of significance. Yeah, there was a little 1-2. He's stretching for it, but doesn't quite get there. Come on, Canada, says Legend Killer. Right, ball being played into the centre. Let's just see where we are with the stats. So 60-40 possession for Croatia. Both teams have had one shot and one shot on target. That's where we are so far, but the Croatian shot on target is not really anything of significance. Canada have got the ball in the middle of the park. Here's Alphonso Davies looking to drive forwards. Lovely shimmy. Lovely shimmy. Lovely work by Alphonso Davies. Oh my God, Canada, just get that ball in. Trying to get it in, but it twice cannot get past the defender. Look at the little shimmy that he manages. That's a lovely little nutmeg. Yeah, it is true. I mean, this midfield of Croatia's is just really their strength. It's what they're built on, and Canada are just cutting through them. Right, here's Canada again. Passing it around. Nice work there. We've got plenty of Canadian shirts back. Goes over to that right-hand side. I mean, we are seeing some real improvement from CONCACAF. I mean, I was really impressed with USA's performance against England. I think we were all impressed with Canada against Belgium. And what Canada are showing here is that was not a fluke. Ball up in the air, bouncing around, comes back, knocked into the centre by Canada, comes over to the left-hand side. It's good to see Verstappen scoring goals again, said Wes. Yes. Well done, Verstappen. I think he's got a great chance of winning the World Cup, to be honest, mate. Lorea. Going to look to throw this in. We're deep into the Croatian half. Nice. Thrown in. Bounces. Don't know what that was, but there's some sort of... oh, did it go out? Looks like it's a Croatian throw then. I didn't see the ball go out, but apparently it did slip out. Croatia then have got a throw in their own half. We're past the halfway point in this half. There's 20 minutes left till we get to half time. You do feel like Canada really need to get a second here. They've had some wonderful opportunities. Nothing too clean cut. It's not like the ball's come in and they've just absolutely botched a header or, you know, completely miskicked. But they are just creating little half chances, which if some of the link-up play was just that little crisper, they could really get themselves in. But they've got the one goal. Imagine if they'd have done all of this and they still hadn't have got a goal. So at least they've got that one goal. But you do feel like someone like a team like Croatia, they're going to have a good spell at some point. And actually, it might be now as they're bursting forwards. And dinked it in, and there it is. Oh, flags up. Flags up. Flags up. Looked like it was the equaliser. Oh, my God. So let's have a look. Let's see where the offside was, because Croatia just counter. He's only just offside. I mean, there really is not much in it at all. Look at that as well. He's surrounded by three That is a hell of a finish. That is a hell of a finish. Surrounded by three Canadian players and the goalkeeper. He manages to squeeze the ball past all of them into the corner, but the goal is ruled out. That goal was by Kramaric, but it's not gonna count. Oh my God, Canada! You need to take that as the warning sign, yeah, that you've got to get this second goal. Canada got off with that, says Redemption. Offside. Thruka said Canada doing well. What's your favourite meal? Don't know. I'd probably have like kebab meat. Kebab, which is what I can't remember what gyro I think you guys call it. And I'd probably have that with some nice mayonnaise, maybe a chili sauce. Lovely. Certainly if you're drunk. Amazing food. Croatia are coming back, says Tharuka. There are literal riots in Belgium. A car is on fire, says Jonah. Really? Really? Wow. Riots in Belgium. It's not that bad, is it? They're not out. They could still go through. Jeez. Ball being played into the centre. I mean, I suppose losing 2-0 to Morocco is not going to do loads for morale, is it? If you've got aspirations of winning the World Cup. But even so, I don't think it's quite let's go burning cars bad. Little foul there on the Canadian defender. Number, what was that, 22? Lorea. They're just showing the offsides. Yeah, he is offside. It's cool technology, that, isn't it? That's much better technology. Days, what are the advertisements on the boards? I see Visa, Qatar Energy, Adidas, Coca-Cola, Kia. Adidas right now. Win today's match ball. Throw in. Still Adidas. Win today's match ball. Ball being played into the centre. Goes back to the defence. Still Adidas. Powerade. Powerade. It just changed to Powerade. Pause is power. What does that mean? What does pause is power mean? Where's the Beyblades adverts? Ball going over to the right-hand side. Pause is power. No idea what that means. David goes down. Read my latest comments. What is your favorite James Bond movie? I like James Bond, but I'm not the biggest James Bond fan, so I feel like I've seen all the films, but I'm not that brilliant at remembering what is what. I mean, what I would say is I love the GoldenEye game. I saw the movie and I thought it was pretty good, but I think it's dated quite badly now, to be honest. So GoldenEye is one that I think is a real significant movie, mainly because of the game and the impact that had on the gaming world. But I think the film did well as well, in all fairness. But I feel like Goldfinger is sort of like seen as the best. I mean, I really like Goldfinger. Again, though, I haven't seen it in a few years. It's probably watch it now and you go, oof, it's not aged brilliantly. So I feel like Goldfinger, GoldenEye, Casino Royale was pretty fun. Skyfall was all right. Those are the ones that kind of come to mind first of all. Here we've got a free kick to Canada. Going to look to whip it in them. It's not shooting range. Ball in the middle. Cleared by Croatia. Edge of the area. Ball bouncing around. Gets knocked back to the goalkeeper. Casino Royale and Skyfall were great, says Thruka. Do you watch Marvel and DC? I don't. I mean, I do enjoy Batman. I like Batman. I think I like Batman because largely it's not like supernatural stuff, but there is that sort of element to it. But I really like like the Joker movie where he's just like, he hasn't got superpowers or anything. He's just twisted. I really like that. And like Batman himself doesn't have superpowers, does he? He's just got like lots of money. You could totally see Elon Musk having a Batcave. So yeah, I'm into more that than I am into like, the Marvel Avengers stuff, which I've never seen, to be honest. I know that I wouldn't be into it, so I never watch them. Right, ball in the middle of the park. This World Cup has been full of surprises, says Victor. England, Argentina are still my favourites to reach the final. Oof, I like you, Victor. I like you. I would love that. And I would also be very concerned because, like, England getting to a World Cup final has only ever happened once. So that's amazing. I can't see us beating Argentina. Ball in the middle. Cleared. But if someone offered me that now, I would take it. If someone was like, right, you can get to the final, but you've got to play Argentina, I'd be like, yep, I'll have that. I'll have that, thanks. Okay, we're just seeing Canada on the ball deep into their own defence. It's going to be a throw-in here to Croatia, though. Taken quickly. Croatia have had a nice little spell in this game. There's Modric. Ball bounces out. It's going to be another throw-in to Croatia. Thruka said, I don't have my team in the World Cup, so I'm going to support England. Thruka, I love you as well. You are welcome here anytime, and you know that. Martin said, lots of money. That's definitely my favourite superpower. Yeah. I love the superpower of lots of money, where you can buy lots of gadgets. My favourite superhero is Inspector Gadget. Da-da-da-da-dum. Right, ball in the middle. Cleared by Canada. Not very well, though. It's ping-balling around. Get it out, Canada. Get it out for the boys. And it goes, they have kind of lost their composure a little bit. You can see that Croatia have got the bit between their teeth. They're like, nah. Going to be a long throw. Juranovic. Going to look to throw it in. Throws it short, comes back out. Ball being whipped into the middle. Oh, headed clear. Being passed around, goes over onto the wing. Woke up and, oh my God, the results today are wild, says Luke. They are wild. Very unexpected. Can Canada add to these wild results? Oh, great save. Croatia get a real opportunity and a very real shot. And it's a big save. Big save. Look at that. Oh, great goalkeeping. Made himself big. The ball smacks off his leg. He's keeping Canada in this, the keeper. Borjan keeping Canada in this because they are on the ropes. Here's Modric. It's all Croatia at the moment. Ball being whipped in from a corner. It's up in the air. Headed forwards. Brought down. Ball played back. Down the line. Into the middle. Kovacic, ball being played forwards. Oh, here's Croatia again. Oh! It was coming. Kovacic gets it for Croatia. Oh. Don't. It was coming. It's been coming for a while. Kramaric. So it's in the penalty area. He just manages to squeeze it past the keeper, puts it right in the bottom corner. Yeah, that's heartbreaking. It. Legend Killer says, goal for Croatia. I smelled that goal coming, said Thruka. The USA keeper looks like a young Tim Howards. Canada is sad, says Ryan. Croatia deserve that, says Tharuka. Oh. Well, that's rubbish, isn't it? Listen, 1-1. Don't matter if this was 0-0. You'd say that Canada were doing well. If they'd have kept it 0-0 to this point, you'd be like, okay, fair play, they're doing all right. Buchanan down. Buchanan is down. How long have we got? We're in the 38th minute. Miami FC of MLS are expecting Messi to sign after the World Cup and after PSG seasons. Really? Messi and Inter Miami are close to an agreement. That's weird. I thought he was doing really well in PSG. I didn't think he'd want to go over to Inter Miami. Why? Why is he doing that? Inter Miami? Wow. I mean, that's massive for the MLS, isn't it? Massive for the MLS. I mean, what does that do for soccer in America if Messi is coming to the USA? That must be really tempting for him, though, because, God, just think his face would be everywhere in America. Do you know what I mean? He would be the face of MLS, of course, because he is arguably the face of football anyway. Wow, yeah, that is big. It'll be Ronaldo to it. What if you get Ronaldo to Inter Miami and Messi? Is that Beckham's? Is that Beckham's Inter Miami? I've got a feeling it is, isn't it? Mustafa said, are you with Croatia or Canada? I'm with Canada. Go Canada, you lovely Mountie men. Yep, I want Canada. 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 Serge said the same reason WWE had the Beyblades commercial. Dollars. Perhaps when Messi comes out, he'll have Beyblades. He'll have a Beyblade video playing behind him. It's all about money, and it is all about money. David Beckham is the owner. Edward said, did you know that we're distantly related? No, we're definitely not. We're definitely not. No one here gave a bleep about Beckham till he was here, says Sabu. Boom, look at that. So just showing the finish again. It's a beautiful finish. Yeah, that's big news, though. That's big news for America. It's also big news for PSG. Because I think Messi's been playing really well for them. So it's really surprising that he's not going to try for at least one more season, you know? Unless he feels that he's maxing out and it's going to be hard for him to maintain it next year. But I don't know. You'd think he'd want to just play as long as possible in the Champions League. Yeah, surprise. Have you seen the Graham Norton show? It's great. I have seen the Graham Norton show, yes, but I don't watch it every week. Or I don't watch it really at all, to be honest. But if ever it's on, we'll leave it on and watch it. Yeah, it's a decent little show. Kind of nice how they have everyone out there at the same time. Don't always see that, do you? With like late night talk shows, they tend to bring them out one at a time. But on his show, he'll bring someone out and he'll talk to them, and then someone else will come out, but the other guest will stay out there, and that can be interesting. And you can actually see like these famous people like just having a little chat to each other, and like it's kind of interesting. And he's funny, isn't he, as well? He's good. It's been going years, that, as you know, God, 20 years or something. We are distantly related. Yeah, we're not. I'm telling you we're not. We're definitely not. Don't know what he's doing there. He's doing some workouts. Look at that, the Canada manager. Let's get physical. Physical. Canada should feel all right here, you know. Should feel all right. 42nd minute. Yeah, you've conceded, but you've also scored, and that's a big dub. 1-1, get to half-time, have a word in the dressing room, regroup, come out, try and smash them again early, try and get an early second goal, see if you can hold on this time. Ball goes out, it's going to be a throw-in. The sport is growing in the US. I never cared about the men's game. The US loves the women because they win, says Sabu. Did you see the news that Chelsea are loaning Pulisic to Man United? I have not seen that news, no. Is that a rumour? Man United, Pulisic. Man United eyeing Pulisic loan to replace Ronaldo. That was an hour ago. Man United are open to a loan move for Christian Pulisic. Man United are open to a loan move for Christian Pulisic. Sources have told ESPN, with the United States forward expected to be allowed to leave in the January window. Arsenal and Man United eyeing shock approach. What do I think about it? It's a loan, innit? I sort of feel like you loan him. Works for Chelsea because he's not really getting into their team. So it gets him like game time. Plus also if he's playing and he looks good, you increase the chances of selling him. So it's good for Chelsea. It's good for United because we're getting a good player that we're not committed to buying. And he can help us in the second part of the season. Croatia with a shot. Oh, no, it's 2-1. Oh. It was just being passed around on the edge of the area. Shot comes in. Hearts are going to be broken. It is a wonderful finish. So they've got the ball over on the near touchline, just driving forwards. There's a tackle there by Canada, but right on the outside of the area. Look at that finish. Look at that finish. Again, it's right in the bottom corner. Oh, look, the keeper diving, trying to get there, but there's no getting to it. There's no getting to that. Oh. Oh, Oh. No. Well, this isn't fair, is it? Well, actually, I mean, it probably is. Canada have been the better in the first, what would you say, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes? But I think it's been all Croatia since then. Ruthless aggression. Yeah, it's just non-stop, man. It's wave after wave. And the thing is, they've got the ability to score from anywhere as well. I mean, the shot on the edge of the area. Pass in, little 1-2, cleared. Canada's done, said Daniel. But they're not done yet. They're not done yet. 5 added minutes. I mean, they're only 1 goal behind. The disappointment is that they were leading, and now they're not. So that's the disappointment, but it's only like, you know, losing 1-0. The way to look at it is, could you have imagined that Croatia had scored in the first 2 minutes, then they battered Canada, but no other goals got scored? In that case, Canada would be going in going, we got battered there, but it's only 1-0. It's only 1-0. Let's see what we can do in the second half. Let's try and regroup, team talk. Come on, guys. You know, 1-0 is only 1 goal in this. But the problem is, because Canada were leading, it feels so much worse. Do you know what I mean? They've completely thrown a lead away, and so it feels so much worse. Heads up, Canada. Heads up. Believe. Fight. Got some wonderful players in that Canadian team, but giving the ball away. Here come Croatia. It's pulled back. You don't want to concede a third. And you don't. And you don't. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Edward says, we are distantly related on my gran's side. No, I know your gran, and she is not part of like my family whatsoever. Definitely not. Redemption said Croatia will beat Belgium going out of this World Cup. Croatia will beat Belgium. They're going out of this World Cup. I don't believe about Messi transfer until I get information from the king of transfer journalists, Fabrizio Romano. So you're not believing it until we get a here we go. Here we go. Chelsea have the better quality players. Canada shouldn't feel bad, said Redemption. Come on, Canada. Believe, said Nadula. Croatia's quality is starting to show through, said Redemption. Well, we've got 2.5 minutes left in this half. 2.5 minutes I mean, 1-1 was fine. 2-1 is heartbreaking. 3-1 would be the end of the world. But if they could get a second goal, get back even. Come on. Makes the second half a lot easier. Come on, Canada. No, goes down. Referee not interested. Referee not interested. Croatia are breaking. Oh, I don't like it. Ball in the middle. No. That attacker's broken down for Croatia, but they're still coming. And goes through to the keeper. Juranovic getting the assist. Juranovic. There's how the table is looking at the moment. 66 kilometers an hour. 5.8 repetitions per second of the ball. How do they know that? Juranovic getting the assist. Juranovic. Let's put that on screen for anyone that might have Juranovic in their fantasy team. Juranovic. Okay, here we go. Now we're seeing Croatia bursting forward again. We've still got a minute. Ooh, last-ditch defending. by. Croatia goes behind, I think, for a corner. Do you think if Messi goes to the MLS, that's his career over? You said yesterday about Ronaldo and his 225 million from Saudi Arabia. Well, it's not his career over, clearly, because he would still be playing, but his top flight career would be over, yes. I think for a lot of players, you measure success by really what you do in the bigger leagues, by Champions League and things along those lines. Certainly your career goals matter as well, though. So, if he goes to the MLS and just fills his boots with goals and ends with, his career was that he played 1,000 games and he scored 1,000 goals. That looks amazing, doesn't it? It doesn't really matter that the last 3 seasons he spent in the MLS. So I wouldn't say his career was over. I would say there's still things for him to achieve. And obviously he can help teams win things in the MLS. But when you look at his career, if he's a 3-time MLS winner, it's not going to mean much. It's like, how many times did you win Syria? How many times did you win the Champions League? How many Champions League goals did you get? How many times was you a top scorer in one of the top leagues? That's what people measure those top players by. It's similar, isn't it, with the World Cup? Right? It doesn't really matter what you do in friendlies and stuff. Like, what did you do at the World Cup? How many World Cups have you got? How many European Championships have you got? So his career's not over, but and there's still, as we say, things for him to achieve. But it's just it would be a big, big, big chapter in his career that ends. Massive chapter, because no more Champions League goals for him. No more Champions League goals. No more competing in a top league. And I actually don't know where the US League is ranked by FIFA. I don't know if they do. I know UEFA rank leagues because that's how they decide who gets the most European spots. So the Premier League is, I think, ranked number 1 in Europe. That means that we get 4 Champions League spots. That means 4 of our teams can go into the Champions League. If we were ranked lower, we wouldn't have as many Champions League spots. I think Wales, the Welsh League, their champions, just their champions, they have to go through 3 qualifying rounds just to get into the Champions League. You would think that they would just go straight in, but that league is deemed so weak that they've actually got to go through loads of qualifying rounds just to even get into the Champions League, whereas the Premier League gets 4 spots straight in. So I don't know where they rank the MLS, but I'd imagine it's probably above the Welsh League. But yeah, it would be a big part of his career that ends. But still things for him to achieve, as we said, career goals, for example. And certainly would be no small thing to help Inter Miami and that fan base, would it? I'm sure that winning the league with them is still going to feel pretty sweet. Do you think it will help MLS grow? Definitely. Definitely. I don't think you need both. Messi or Ronaldo, just putting one of them in there is going to be huge. Got to think they'd be doing late nights TV appearances, and they'd be trotted out, wouldn't they? On banners everywhere, and people will tune in to watch just because of the name and the intrigue, and if everyone's going, this is the guy, this is the poster boy, we're bringing the biggest name in the footballing world to America, that's just gonna get people's interest. So yes, it will massively help. Big. It'd be massive for the MLS, but anything that's big for the MLS is going to be big for the US men's national team as well, because you've got to think with more interest becomes more people playing the game as well. That brings more people to the game. That's more people playing the game. That means there's more people going into your academies. That means there's more options for the men's national team. It has a big knock-on effect. All of a sudden now, some kid that was going to grow up to be a baseball player is inspired by Messi and plays football instead. So it's great for soccer, and it's great for the men's national soccer team. So yeah, I think if you're in the US, you should be keeping everything crossed that comes off, because it's going to be really, really good just for your league, for your national team, for the exposure of the game. It's going to be, yeah. I think you'd keep fingers crossed on that. Days, we are definitely related. I did a test and it said we were. Yeah, but there's no test that you can do for me, is there? You don't have my DNA. At least I don't think you do. I must admit, I wouldn't be surprised if you did somehow stalk me and manage to get some of my DNA. But the bottom line is, we're definitely not related. There is no way that we're related. Zero chance that we are related. I have spoke to you enough times to know we are definitely not related. I am attractive. I'm funny. I'm witty. I've got a great sparkling personality. Yeah? I walk into a room, I light up that room. Yeah? We are definitely not related. Daniel said, could Ronaldo come to MLS? Well, you'll have to ask him nicely and see what he says, but he is free at the moment. So as long as you've got that dollar, yeah, then I'm sure that he could be convinced. But there is a big offer on the table from, was it Michael telling me, Saudi Arabia, I think. So, I don't know. Edward says, I am attractive as well. Tonight with Jimmy Fallon would be huge with Messi on it. 30 million view just to watch Messi, says Easy99. Would have been good to have seen Messi in the Premier League instead of joining PSG. It would have been nice to have seen him in the Premier League, I agree. We've been fortunate enough, though, to see him play English teams and play in England. You know, if he does go down as the greatest player of all time, then it's not like he never came to England. Like, he's been to England. He was in England, was it earlier this year, when Argentina played Italy at Wembley, for example. And, of course, we've seen Barcelona play Man United at Wembley in the final of the Champions League. There's been plenty of times where, Barcelona have drawn English teams over the years and had to come over to play those legs over here as well. So we have seen him playing on these shores, but it's not the same as it is him playing for an English team in the Premier League. I think we would all love to see if Messi can do it on a cold night in Stoke. Do you know what I mean? Messi going to Carrow Road to see if he can get anything against Norwich. Like, definitely want to see that. I want to see Messi go to Craven Cottage to see if he can light up Fulham. Like, things along these lines. But either way, it is what it is. If he goes to MLS, I wish him all the best. Maka said, I think everyone's dream is Ronaldo and Messi play together on the same team. It could happen before they retire. Do you know what would be fun? Imagine if they don't and they retire and then some company pays them both a load of money to play together for a non-league team. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Like, Carlsberg, probably the best lager in the world, is their advert, right? And I don't know if they do it anymore, but Carlsberg used to do a thing where if Carlsberg were a car manufacturer, we'd be making these cars and then the cars look amazing, right? So that's their way of saying, but, we make beer and so our beer is amazing. So I could see Carlsberg, or someone like that, doing a little ad campaign where they get Messi, they get Ronaldo. If Carlsberg ran a non-league team, then this is what our non-league team would look like. And then maybe they could have Messi and Ronaldo play together for an afternoon, film it, put it in an advert. Wonderful. So I feel like they will play together, even if it's just something like that. I reckon they will be on the same side. There was that great picture, wasn't there, of them playing chess against each other? That was cool. I don't know I wonder what their relationship is like. I mean, obviously they're going to be very competitive and they're probably sick of hearing each other's names. But I wonder if there's going to be a respect. Whether they want to admit it or not, there's going to be a respect. So, interesting. I think everyone's dream is Messi and Ronaldo to play together, said Maka. You're my 8th cousin. No, I'm definitely not. I know all of my 8th cousins, and you're not one of them. Michael said, this season for the MLS, the viewership was 2.1. Would that increase? I see it increasing to 30 or 40 million, add in Messi's fan base, and it could. I mean, look, it would increase. I don't know enough about, like, I've got nothing to bench it on. So, like, I haven't seen what impact other players coming in have had to the viewership. So, I have no idea what it would do. I have no idea. So, yeah, would it increase it? I can't imagine it's going to not. I've got to think it would, but what it increases to, I haven't got a clue. Edward says, I'm only joking, you're really my dad. To be honest, that's a bit more realistic. Messy Burger in Atlantic City says, Sabu, it sucks. Right. Preston Vance has removed his mask. He looks just like Harry Kane. He turns heel on Rampage and left the Dark Order. Perhaps it is Harry Kane. Perhaps that's why he is struggled the other day against the US, because he's actually secretly on AEW Dark or Rampage or whatever. We are just seeing some highlights at the moment between Morocco and Belgium. If you are joining us, heartbreak for Canada. They took the lead. Silly Canada. Let it go, didn't they? In the words of Elsa, they let it go. Croatia were very good, though. You can see Croatia's expected goals in that first half was 0.95. Canada's was 0.17. 55% possession for Croatia. 5 shots, 4 on target. They were the better team. Croatia had a great... Canada had a great spell at the very start, though. They did have a great spell at the start. And that is... that is going to be cruel for Canada to play to and lose to and then be as good as what they are. It's the World Cup is cruel, isn't it? It is cruel. From what I've seen of Canada, they do not deserve to have played to and lost to. The deal between Messi and Inter Miami would make Messi the highest paid player in the history of MLS. Thoughts about the round of 16 Champions League draw? Can't really remember it off the top of my head. I feel like Bayern and PSG is one. I would love it. You know what I'm going to say. I would love it if PSG get eliminated. I just think that for them to have the money that they've got and buy all of those players, Mbappe, Neymar, Messi, like it's just a who's who. It's just this Galactico. But what's amazing is it's not Galactico like Real Madrid Galactico, where they are actually winning everything and they're super dominant. Like, they've never won the Champions League. And honestly, I hope that continues. I would love for Paris to win it with some young, exciting French talent that's some have come through the academy. They've bought a couple from, the league. Like, I don't mind them having Mbappe, for example. I don't mind that. And obviously, I don't mind them having the odd star from abroad. I mean, every team's got that. But, like, Neymar, Mbappe, Messi, do you know what I mean? Like, Donnarumma in goal, and you go through their team, and it's just a who's who. It's just literally like, it's just a bit dirty. I just find it a bit dirty, like, and I find it a bit questionable as to how they're able to afford them. Like, I genuinely don't know how they're able to afford them. I know they've got some big sponsorship deals, but they hardly get mega money coming out of the French league, do they? So where does this money come from? How do they afford to pay all these stars? Because they're all on mega money. I don't know. I don't know how they've done it. I don't know how they've got around financial fair play. I don't know how they've managed to do that. So either way, I'd love it if they went out. The conversation about buying the Champions League is obviously a tricky one, because there's plenty of teams that go out and buy. I mean, look at Man United. I mean, people in glass houses should not throw stones. So, I'm sitting here with Man United having spent like $250 million in the summer to try and refresh their team. But the fact is, they can't even get in the Champions League, let alone win the thing. We're not even good enough to get in it at the moment. But, yeah, I would much rather that it went to a club Do you know what? I love Dortmund. I do love Dortmund. Dortmund do it the right way, I think, by exciting young players, train them up, work with them. You know, they brought through or helped to bring through Haaland, helped to bring through Sancho, helping to bring through Bellingham. Like, they've got some great players. Like, I'd love to see a team like that win it, you know? Or a Leipzig, RB Leipzig, that do something similar. I'd love to see a team like that win it as well. So I'm my heart are with, like, yeah, obviously United, but like those sort of teams. But you know, I don't mind the English teams doing it. It's good for England to have a good league and have the European champions. So if it's not United, then hopefully it's an English team. Like, I don't mind Chelsea winning it. I don't mind Tottenham winning it. I don't mind Arsenal winning it. Not crazy about Liverpool winning it, but I would still rather them than PSG. Not crazy about Man City winning it, but I'd still rather them than PSG. If it was Man City versus PSG in the final, I'd lean to Man City, even though they've spent an awful lot of money as well. But yeah, I would lean to Man City. So I don't know. I'll be the first to admit some of that maybe doesn't make the most sense in the world, but because everyone spends lots of money. But PSG, I mean, I do feel like you're talking about a different level with that team. Crazy money being spent by them. I seriously don't know how they got around financial fair play. I really don't know. Yeah, that's true. If Canada lose, they are out. If Canada lose, they are out. So losing is not an option for Canada. Losing is not an option. So, right, we are underway with the second half. Who have we got substitution-wise? I think we've got some subs, have we? So, I think we've got a couple of Canadian subs. So, Eustachio and Larin has gone off. Osario and Kone has come on. So, there we go. We've made a couple of subs for Canada. Let's see if they make a difference. Easy99 said Napoli and Benfica could be dark horses. Their performances have been good. With their draw in the round of 16, their chances are good. What would you do if Man United started to do what PSG do if Apple buys them? Well, I will be the first to admit that is going to be double standards, because I don't like to see PSG do it. But if Man United do it, then, do you know what I mean? Of double standards, your team is your team, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like I don't support PSG, and I don't want PSG to win because I don't like them doing it. But if Man United then embark on doing that, well, that's the team I've been supporting since the 90s. And I mean, it's exciting to go and get those players, but I would much prefer that we invested in our academy and that we were bringing through younger talent. Like, it's better for Man United, and it's obviously better for England as well. You know, if we're bringing through some of that kind of young English talent, or even foreign talent, just any young talent, really. So I would much, much rather, and to be honest, that's one of the things I really do love about Man United. I do love that about United. Like, they're always looking at their academy. I think I'm right in saying that I don't know what the record is now, but they have had someone in their match day squad that has come through their academy for, I don't even know, 30 years, 40 years. Every match day squad, someone in that squad has come from the academy. You sort of get the feeling they're probably told to now. They're probably told, like, don't forget, you've got to have someone from the academy. We've got a record to maintain. But there's always someone in the matchday squads that's from the Man United academy. And like Rashford came through there. I think Lingard came through there, who's obviously moved on now. But Garnacho came through there. We're seeing Alanga that's come through there. Like, there's plenty of talent that's come through that Man United academy. So yeah, if they were to do it, I wouldn't stop supporting Man United. It wouldn't be the way that I would want to go, and I would openly admit that it would be double standards. But your team's your team. Oh, just wide from Canada. Your team's your team, isn't it? Your team's your team. Like, it's Man United ride or die now. I'm not going to be a flaky snowflake fan that would turn my back on them. But I would much rather they invest in their academy. Someone had a good question about the biggest two players in Europe when Messi and Ronaldo leave. Haaland and Mbappe, I would think. I mean, you've got Mbappe, you've got Vinicius Jr., Valverde's doing really well. De Bruyne are obviously lighting it up at Man City. So Salah, when he's on his game. I'm trying to think of some young players. Musiala's coming through. Bellingham's coming through. But, if we're talking about Messi, Ronaldo, then I feel the next two are Haaland and Mbappe. Do you remember when Lingard scored 4 goals on his Birmingham debut, said DR? He's not doing so well, is he, at Forest, is he? What's your favourite toy find? What's something you've never found? Favourite toy find would be probably the first Finn Balor figure. It was such an amazing looking figure. It really felt like a different level for Mattel. And so finding one of those was fantastic. So the thing is as well, there was no shops that were close by me. So to get to that shop, I always had to get to the train station because I never wanted to drive. It was just a nightmare to drive. So it was just a lot easier to get to the train station, get the train, get to the shop. All in all, it was probably a good 40-odd minute, to an hour journey there and then the same coming back. So to go there and not know what you were going to find, to get there and find that was fantastic. So that's one of my favourites. And something I never found. Here's Croatia, ball going over to the right-hand side. Probably ball in the middle. Or goes everywhere in the head. Probably the Harley race figure when I was in America. Ball coming in. Ooh! Almost found its way to the Croatia player. The Canadian goalkeeper was there. But it's all close and nervy. 5 minutes gone in this half, and there's been a couple of moments already for Croatia. Ball comes in, and he just spills it. It kind of comes into his hands, and he spills it. So, yeah, in answer to that question, I would say there was a Harley race figure that came out in Walmart. I was in America at the time that it came out, but it was very hard to find. I think they'd cancelled the line, so they didn't make as many as they expected to make. And then that meant that, only a very small percentage made it to shops. And I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it. And I was not alone in not finding it. No one could find it. And immediately it was selling on eBay for like $180, $200. I think it's more than that now. So yeah, the Harley Race Mattel figure is... it's an annoying one because it's one of those that it's just been expensive from the start. Not if you found it in the shops, but if you found it and then sold it immediately, you could have, I would have said at least 6x your money easily. Maybe even 10x'd it. I don't know. I reckon you could have found it maybe for $20, sold it for 200. So yeah, maybe you could have 10x'd your money. Have you ever played or heard of GeoGuessr? No. It's a game where you get out in random countries, have to guess what country it is. Never heard of it. Is it a phone thing or something? Never heard of it. Croatia on the ball. Sonny said, oh no, Canada is losing. Sadness. Canada was winning. Canada scored after 2 minutes, Sonny. 2 minutes you took the lead. Then you was leading for 33 minutes. Oh, Canada was winning. And then you conceded in the 35th. And then you decided that you wanted to make it a little harder. So you conceded again in the 44th. And honestly, you might regret that. If Canada lose, you are out of the World Cup. You will still play your third game. But you'll do it with tears in your eyes. Because you won't be able to get out the group. It will be your last game. Sort people say that teams are going into the World Cup to not concede. They know points are the same. It goes to goals difference. even though you can win and affect your qualifying, says Kian. Do you know today that the teams that won were big underdogs? Yeah, it's a big surprise. I mean, didn't expect Japan to lose. Thought they looked really good. Here's Croatia, side-footed, great save! Big save! Oh my God, Canada, your keeper just really kept you in it. That is fantastic. Oh, that is so good. That is so good. That could go anywhere. Oh, oh God, it's such a good save. Look at that. And he's got a defender that's right there as well. He's having to stand there. That ball could go anywhere. It's relatively close. He goes like with it, gets a big strong hand to it. There's a defender that's awkwardly right there as well. Oof, reflexes on that. Boom, proper test. Proper test. Your keeper stood up then. He's kept you in it. Don't let him down. Don't let him down. Get back in this game, Canada. Oh, losing the ball. Sloppy in the middle. Keeper cleans it. Great save, said Martin. Canada, I'm going to need you to do me a solid and score, says Sonny. Yes. Wow, your keeper just did wonders there. That's a really lovely save. Ball being played forward into the middle of the park. Canada battling away. We got 35 minutes left on the clock. There's still plenty of time for Canada to score. Lovely through ball. Ooh, knocks it back. Picked up Buchanan in the middle. Shot comes in. Oh, just over. Just over. There's a yellow that's been shown. Lovren's been shown a yellow. That was Jonathan David that just put it over. That was lovely. That was a lovely shot. It's a save, actually. Keeper does get a hand to that. I think it was going over anyway, but the keeper had to make sure. Well, I don't know what you're going to get here. Are you getting a corner, are you, by the looks of it? Lovren has picked up a yellow, and it is a corner. Alphonso Davis. Ball being whipped into the middle, and it's headed clear. Ball bouncing around. That goes back, goes all the way back to the keeper. Looks like he's got a nosebleed by the looks of it. Ball being launched forwards, being chased after. Ball coming over to the right-hand side. And the ball goes out of play. Come on, Canada, says Sonny. I can remember someone saying that the pop vinyl CM Punk is really rare, says Steve. There are some rare pops. I've got one, which was quite rare at the time. It was only available at a comic convention. I can't remember what I paid for it. I feel it was about £80, which is a lot. I mean, pop vinyls are normally, 10, 15, 20 at most. I paid like 80. I think it's like 400 now. That's a Rey Mysterio one. I think there are some like rare CM Punk ones and things. So, yeah, some of those early ones seem to be quite rare. There's just so many of them now, though. I honestly haven't seen for a good few years as to what's worth what anymore. Here's Davis. Here's Davis cutting on the inside, edge of the area. Canada take a shot, but it's blocked. Sonny says, come on, Canada. If you have the chance to join a football development team, what development would you join? I would like to be part of youth scouting talent. Yeah, I would do that. I would do that. I mean, like, trying to think, like, I wouldn't really go into nutrition. That's not interesting. I wouldn't really go into fitness. Training on the pitch. I would like to do scouting, yeah. I'd like to do scouting. Youth scouting sounds interesting, but I think just general scouting, I think going and, like, compiling reports on players, like, that sounds sounds a bit boring, doesn't it, really, as well? But watching games, watching players, feeding that back, like, I think that'd be a really interesting job. So, yeah, I suppose it'd have to be youth, wouldn't it? Don't really need to develop players that are already pretty well rounded. Here, edge of the area. Nice little dink through by our Buchanan, but it's brought away by Croatia. Sonny said, do it for Timmies. Do it for maple syrup. Do it for geese. Are you known for geese? I don't think of geese when I think of Canada. Are you known for geese? Are you? Rom said, Germany, they're going to have to win today. Right, Sosa throws the ball down the line, headed on by Croatia. Goes all the way back to the defense. Legend Killer says, come on, Canada. They are staring defeat in the face. They are looking at defeat right now. Defeat is staring at them. What can Canada do? Come on, Canada. Here's Croatia trying to drive forward. Nice and cleared there by Canada. That's good work. Yeah, Canadian geese. They're vicious, says Sonny. Never think about geese when I think of Canada. Days, have you ever heard of the song Borg Salming? He was Sweden, played in the NHL. No. Don't know anything about NHL, to be honest. I know Wayne Gretzky and the Mighty Ducks. That's it. I don't know if I could name another single player apart from Wayne Gretzky and the team, the Mighty Ducks. I know of the Avalanche. I know of them. I know of the Detroit team. Maybe the Braves, but I've got a feeling they might be baseball. Toronto might have a team. Maybe, I don't know. They're not the Toronto Blue Jays. That's baseball. Toronto. Don't know. Yeah. It's good, isn't it? In-depth knowledge. But in all fairness, I think if you'd come here for NHL information, I think you've really got lost. You've really got lost. Ball goes out of play. Millennial said, for the love of Bret Hart, just win this, Canada. Go, Canada, go, said Sonny. It's easy to scout young talent, especially under 15s and under 12s, because they're likely to learn, willing to hear advice, and easy to control. Geese guarded castles, says Sabu. Braves are Atlanta. Yep. Atlanta Braves. Ooh, there's a little foul there. Is that right on the edge of the area? This could be interesting for Canada. Canada have got a free kick. Yeah, Alphonso Davis is just so good. So good. Look, lovely turn. They've got hands all over him. Sadly, he goes down just outside the penalty area. But, oh, boy, this is sexy. This is a real opportunity. Don't you dare mess this up, Canada. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. He's got to go for this. He's got to go for this. You float that in, there's a real good chance that Croatia clear it. You've got to go for goal. Got to go for goal, surely. Let's have a look. What can they do? Don't mess it up. He does go for goal. It bounces off the wall. Damn it, Canada. Damn it. Come on. Ball being played in. That was such a good opportunity. I feel like I can hear the Canadians shouting at their TV screens right now. Sonny says, no! No! Have you ever chewed ice? No. It's not very chewy, is it, ice? You can suckle on ice, I think. But I don't know that you can really chew on it. I suppose you can crunch it. Can't say I've ever done that. Do you remember old WCW rings and WWF one with sounds? I kept all my early 90s figures and my boys still use them, said Steve. Yes. Loved the old Hasbro one that had the little sound box. Ding, ding, ding. Had a little place for the belt on the table as well that I think it connected to. Yeah, that was great. Oh, look at that. Loads of guys in shirts, red shirts, and it spells Canada. The Canadians are there. They still believe. They still believe. Is Croatia, Canada, been away for so long. Yeah, they will be there in 4 years. They will be there in 4 years. Obviously, we've still got a way to go. Canada, get it together, says Sonny. Ball being launched forwards. Goes over to the wing and it trickles out. Canada NHL teams are Montreal Canadians, never heard of them. Toronto Maple Leafs. That's what I knew there was a Toronto one. And Edmonton Oilers, never heard of them. Only the Toronto one might I have got if I had about 2 years to keep guessing. But I would never have got the others. Lactate says, lactate threshold. Lactate threshold. Lactate, my lactating friend, says FIFA should just make the next step and use their bribes to create a sports entertainment pro football brand. That'd be sick. I'd be down for that. Right, it's going to be a throw-in. For Croatia, launched into the penalty box. Canada, get the ball away. Give it away. Croatia picking it back up into the area. I'm having a bad time supporting Canada. I can't think of Spain's game. I would probably faint, says Millennial. I knew of Maple Leafs because that's the team that Edge supports. TJ said if Canada loses, I'm sure Bret Hart will blame Goldberg. Listen, if Canada wins, I'm sure Bret Hart will blame Goldberg. Ball being played forwards. When is there going to be a Bray Wyatt match? We don't know yet. They haven't announced it. I don't know that it'll be Friday. But it's coming. We're getting there. It's going to happen. Ball coming over to that. Oof. Going over to the left-hand side, but nicely intercepted there by Croatia. Daniel said this Canada team looks bad. Do you like retro shirts? I don't mind them. It's kind of fun to look back at old shirts. I wouldn't really start a collection of them. There was one that I would get, though, actually, and that would be a Paraguay goalkeeper shirt. I forget who the keeper was, but the Paraguay goalkeeper, he used to have a black shirt, and it had like a tiger or something here. I don't know what that was for. I don't feel like it was an advert, but it was a black shirt with, I think, the Paraguay badge, and then like a tiger kind of cartoon kind of tiger. It looked kind of cool. It wasn't like Tony the Tiger or anything. I remember being young and seeing that and being like, that is cool. That is a really cool looking goalkeeper shirt. So I think if I was to play again, if I was to put the old gloves back on and I'd want like a shirt from the past, that's the one that comes to mind. I can't remember the keeper's name though. But yeah, that was cool. But I'm probably more into goalkeeper shirts because I was a goalkeeper than I am into like the outfield ones. Croatia have got the ball going down the right-hand side. I really hope either Susan Boyle or Engelbert Humperdinck perform at the World Cup final. That'd be so good. Yeah, they're saying, here come Croatia. And the keeper's out. Keeper comes out for Canada and claims the ball. Croatia again looking to put the pressure on. Where are we with the stats? So at the moment, it's 54-46. Croatia have had 5 shots on target. Canada have had 2. Croatia have had 1.15 on their expected goals. They've managed to get to 1.15. Obviously, they've scored 2. Canada, 0.4. Ball being passed around by Canada. There's plenty of Croatian shirts back there in Croatia's half. We're getting towards the 70th minute. Time is running out. If Canada lose, they are gone. They are out of there. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't feel like I've watched Canada play against the team that finished... I don't feel like I've watched Canada play against the team that finished 3rd and now 2nd in the last World Cup. I mean, it is crazy, isn't it, to see them do so well against 2 teams that were so successful at the last World Cup. Here's Croatia. Lovely. Oh, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful finish. There's nothing you can do about that, Canada. Ball comes in. He takes his time, knocks it over. Maybe he shouldn't have had so much time on the ball. Canadian hearts are going to break right now. But that is, you have to say, that is a beautiful, composed finish. That is a beautiful finish. Croatia score. Croatia score. Canadian hearts break. Damn you, Goldberg! So it comes, the ball's over on the left-hand side, gets played to the back post, 1 touch, and then puts it right into the corner. Oh, God, it goes in between the legs of that Canadian player as well. In between the legs of Hutchinson. Oof, look at that. Look at that. They've got 20 minutes to find a couple of goals. Kramaric. That's 2 goals for Kramaric. He loves it, doesn't he? He's having a great time. Kramaric. Ball coming in. Knocked. Oh, almost number 4. Almost number 4. There we go. Sonny says, I'm going to cry in my pillow. Sweet Caroline, Canada, says William. Sweet Caroline. Bum, bum, bum. And now the end is near. And so I face the final curtain. But I did it my way. Game over. Time for Spain-Germany, says Daniel. The last Canadian NHL team is the Ottawa Senators. Have you ever heard of them? No. Sounds like a bunch of boomers. Canada screwed Canada, said TJ. Did they? They must have screwed them pretty bad because I've never heard of them. Take that, Canada. Isn't that in the new Black Panther movie? Ian says, horrible showing. So disappointed. Fought so hard to get there just to not show up. Well, they showed up against Belgium. And they showed up in the first 20 minutes. But I don't know. I feel like this Croatia team have just... They're just too good. I think they're just the better team. I think you've just come up against a better team. Maybe if you'd have, you look at it and go, what had happened if you'd have done better with that free kick, for example? That looked like a lovely opportunity. But, I mean, it was just so squandered. Davis, I mean, lovely player. You know, Canada, they may crash out, but they've given us some nice moments in this World Cup. They certainly don't go with any disgrace. They're not out yet as well. I mean, if they can get a goal now, there's still time. There's still 20 minutes. Do you feel like they need to get that goal though, don't they? William says, "Take that, Canada, burning down the White House." Gaming said, "I'm crying even though I'm British." Ball around. Oh! What? Oh, the flag was up. The flag was up. There's lots of tears. Lots of tears. Belgium need to win against Croatia no matter what. Cannot hope that Canada beats Morocco in the last game, said Easy99. Wow. Wow. Christmas is in 27 days. William said, "I'm laughing because F Canada." Ooh. Is there a need for that? Is there a need for that when they're so down? That's harsh. That is harsh. Shots fired. TJ is crying 5 times. 5 times. Not just the once. Wes says, "That's why you're 2 goals down, because you burnt the White House down twice." Well, I tell you what, if you keep this up, it'll get burnt down again tonight, right? So you want to have a word with yourselves. Show some compassion. Sabu said, "Deadpool is crying." Steve says, "How do you become a member?" There should be a join button, but it doesn't show on all devices, to be honest. Doesn't show on all devices. I think it just shows on the devices of cool people, Steve. So, if it's not there, then YouTube is throwing shade on you, Steve. Blame YouTube, not me. Daniel says, "Damn." Indeed, 3 times is the charm for burning down the White House with rage, says Sonny. Oh, it's unbelievable. It's heartbroken. My heart's broken. My heart's broken. I wanted Canada to go through. Why do all the teams I support let me down? What's this about? Shot. Oh, well wide. Well wide. Need the Undertaker, because we need the rest in peace button, says Ryan. Rest in peace. I don't know. Is it better to know that you're going out now, or is it better to go out in the next game? Because it's the hope that kills you, innit? If you go into that last game thinking we can still do it, and then you end up going home, it's probably better just to be disappointed now, isn't it, Canada? Take it now. Take the disappointment now. Oh, there was a poor guy. I always think it's so upsetting when you see someone that's painted their face looking so glum. Do you know what I mean? Because it suggests they had such optimism. They were at home. Do you know what I mean? Putting the white paint on, getting the red paint on, doing the maple leaf and all this kind of stuff. They've got their vuvuzelas. Do you know what I mean? They're ready for a good time. And then they get shown on TV like glum with their face painted. I always feel for them people. It's a hell of a day what a journey they've been on. The high and the optimism of painting their faces to the crushing reality that is the World Cup. Oh, here's Croatia again. Good save. Good save. Again, he's trying to keep you in this. I tell you what, your keeper deserves to stay in the World Cup. We're going over to the left-hand side. Here come Canada. It's not forward. Come on, Canada. Oh, Canada. Do something with it. Oh. Oh. Bounces off a Croatian defender. And Canada have got the ball back, but at least we, Canada, have automatically qualified because it's going to be Canada, USA, and Mexico. So we'll see you soon. That's it. Optimism. That's it. Come on, Canada, said Legend Killer. Dark Angel said, I haven't seen a Canadian this sad since Sammy Uso low-blowed Kevin Owens last night. Just like last night, Canada screwed Canada. Last night, Sammy screwed Kevin. And now today, Canada take the lead. And then they throw it away. What is up with all of this self-hatred, Canada? What is going on? I feel like Canada needs therapy. Why do you always hurt yourselves, Canada? Why do you always hurt yourselves? I don't feel for them, said Wes, because they went to the game knowing it was 50-50 on winning. Sonny says, I cry. I can hear it. I can feel it. I can feel the tears. I think I can taste them as well. I can taste all the Canadian tears right now. And they taste bitter. They really do. They don't taste sweet at all because this is not what I wanted. No join button for Canada. That is embarrassing, says Ernest on purpose. They probably wouldn't see it through the tears, in all fairness. It's probably there. It's just they can't see it at the moment. 10 minutes, Canada, come on. Sabu said Canada is oot. Ryan said, cue the Red Hot Chili Peppers song, Give It Away. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. I said, go F yourself, Canada, but jeez, I didn't know you would take it literal. Dave's giving banter to Canada. I'm not giving banter. I'm on Canada's side. I'm on their side. I'm saying that I can taste the tears and they do not taste great. At all. I did not want Canada going home. I wanted them going through. But there's an inevitability about it. I think we have to quickly move to acceptance. We have to quickly move to acceptance. Mad to think that Belgium can go through if they beat Croatia, but Canada need to beat Mexico in the final game. Sonny said, when it snows, I'm going to bury myself in the snow and cry. I would imagine all of Canada is going to do that. Oh, God. Oh, God. The sad Mounties. Oh, my God. I just saw a load of sad Mounties. Oh. Oh. Jericho. Bret Hart. Edge. Mike Myers. Neil Young. Celine Dion. That Trudeau bloke, don't know his first name. The Prime Minister one. Trudeau. Elk. They've probably got elk. I'd imagine they've got elk. Polar bears. It's quite cold, isn't it? Geese. They'll all be burying themselves in the snow tonight. All of them. Probably run outside right now and doing it as we speak. Justin Trudeau. Yeah, him. That one. That one. Canada, cry me a river, says Daniel. Can we have a compilation video of Canadians crying? That would be a viral video, says WWE lol. Cool. Listen, USA, don't forget, you're not through yet either. You're not through yet either. Karma might come. Karma might come for you when you play Iran. Be kind to others, guys. Be kind to others. Be kind and understanding, because you never know what karma might do. Bigfoot. Yep, Bigfoot is burying himself in the snow. Is he Canadian? Probably is. Probably is. You've got Drake and Trish Stratus. Yep. The golden couple. Drake, Trish Stratus, Beyonce, Virat Kohli. All these proud, Lance Armstrong, Tom Brady, all these proud Canadians. Oh, there's a bit of pushing and shoving here. Sonny said, I believe the last World Cup, Canada beat Croatia. What, in 86? I have no idea who you played, to be honest. Miller has picked up a yellow. We're into the final throws of this one. Down with the US. To clarify, I just mean the soccer team, said Dark Angel. Ryan Gambler said, I'm super late to the stream, but hello. Ryan Gambler, hello. You've missed a lot of heartbreak. And that heartbreak is sadly continuing because we've still got 5 minutes left in this one. Here's Canada. Looking to play the ball down the right-hand side. Here's Alphonso Davies. Make something happen, Canada. Why can't you whip a ball into the box? Why can you never beat the first defender? Tom Brady is not Canadian. What are you on about? I'm sure he identifies as Canadian, whether he wants to admit that or not. Nothing brings me more joy than to watch every NHL season, says Brian. I watch the Toronto Maple Leafs play so good all season, yet they're losing the first round almost pretty much every year. Poutine goes down, said Cheesecake. WWE LOL said, can we get 20 minutes of extra time? Can we prolong the Maple Leaf heartbreak? WWE LOL. I didn't think you was like this. I didn't think that you was gonna revel in other people's misery. I didn't think you was a reveler. What have they ever done to you, eh? Aren't the Canadians just like super nice? That's all they are, just super nice, super polite. Perisic. Modric. Going off. So a lot of their big players, big names have gone off. They've got that 2-goal cushion, of course. But I think they're just going to look to see this out now. Daniel said, I love the banter to Canada from days. I haven't given them any banter. I haven't given them any. I'm right there. We're brothers and sisters from other mothers. They are my blood from across the pond. Maybe. There's connections. I'm sure there's some sort of connection. Ball being played forward. Oh, good tackle by Croatia. Ball coming over to that right-hand side. Oh, twisting, turning. Oh. Curling. Curling, yeah. I don't know what it means, but yes, love it. Here's Croatia. Into the 88th minute. They invented Sonny Wolf. Isn't that enough? That's true. They gave the world Sonny. And Jim Gore. Shawn Michaels doing another Montreal screw job on Canada. Hayden said USA is still undefeated against England. Maybe next World Cup, though, says Hayden. What do you mean? Like, what? USA winning it? I mean, honestly, we don't know because 4 years is a long time. I certainly think USA will continue to improve. Explain Croatia beating Canada 3-1 in WWE terms. Canada are Ricochet. And Croatia are AJ Styles. AJ Styles against Ricochet is Croatia versus Canada. I'll tell you why. Ricochet's impressive, does some really good stuff, very eye-catching, but he rarely gets anywhere. You know, he's had a mid-card title, but he'll take more L's than dubs. And that's Canada. Canada, very eye-catching. They've got some lovely pace. And, you know, they can do some stuff. I mean, they scored a goal in the first 2 minutes. But they didn't get the dub against Belgium. They're seemingly not going to get the dub here. So I would say that Ricochet is what I'm looking at. Maybe you could have gone at Mustafa Ali as well. Mustafa Ali would not be the worst shout. Mustafa Ali, Ricochet, eye-catching, talented. Just that level below, just not getting the dubs, not getting the right booking. So I would go with that for Canada. In regards to Croatia, I would say AJ Styles, because they are a team that got to the World Cup final last time. They are a team that are consistently at the World Cup, but they're also not at the top team. Yeah, they're not France, they're not Brazil. And you've got to say, unfortunately, AJ is also just not. He's a good talent. He's a little bit older as well, and Croatia are aging. And you've got to say that AJ is quite old. I mean, if we look at how old everyone is, I feel like he's going to be up there amongst the oldest. So I would go with AJ because he's good and he's had success, just like Croatia did by getting to the World Cup final 4 years ago. But he's aging. He's aging. He's beatable. You know, we've seen him take plenty of L's in recent times, just like Croatia have. I sort of feel like, you know, Ricochet against AJ, you wouldn't be too surprised if Ricochet got a bit of a shock win over AJ Styles. Like, they could face on SmackDown or Raw, and, like, Ricochet could get a win. And I sort of feel like here, you know, Canada might have got a win. I don't know that it was expected, but they could have got a win. So I'd go along those lines. Somewhere along those lines. There might be slightly better that you can find, but I don't think that's the worst. When it comes to England football, I would say they're like the Miz. They won the big one once, and they can't get back to the top again. That's kind of a good comparison, and big names as well. Like, do you know what I mean? They're the glamour names. Everyone knows Harry Kane. Everyone knows Grealish and Sterling and Saka because they play in the Premier League. So they've got that kind of Hollywood big name appeal. Miz is all, you know, look at me, showy, but yeah, can't get it done, can he? And has been a champion, has been up there, but rarely. Yeah, sadly, that is actually a really good comparison for the England team, Miz. At least we've got a fit wife, though. Yeah! Have you seen our wife? Ooh, we're all right. You don't need to worry about us. We might not win the World Cup, but we're winning at home. She's coming home. She's coming home. She's coming. Maurice is coming home. Ball being played into the centre, headed clear by Croatia. Just wide. Only thing I know about Saka was him choking at the Euros. Wow, you know of him, though. He's good. He's a really good player. I mean, he has been electric for Arsenal this season, and Arsenal are top of the Premier League. And obviously, he was fantastic in that first game against Iran. Right, 6 added minutes. We're in the 93rd. Nothing good for Belgium. Also, as Croatia are very strong versus better teams. Legend Killer said, Days, it's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming home. Canada, clearing the ball. It's up in the air, playing it forwards. Comes to Alphonso Davies. Davies turns. Plays it over to the left-hand side. Whipped into the middle, back post, heading it in the area. No one there for Canada. No one there. That's frustrating. That's frustrating. Ball being played forwards. Oh, here come Croatia. Oh, plays it over. Oh, and there's 4. There's 4. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. When they're over, everything is over. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. And now the end is near, and so I face final cut. I did it my way. Oh, what do you say? What words can you find? Back to 6 feet of snow, said Steve. Sonny says, I'm going to hit my head against a tree. Gaming with the great fish says, why? Put the kids to bed. It's a bloodbath, says Daniel. Don't let the kids watch this. Don't let the kids watch this. Oh, God. They do look very good, actually, Croatia. They do look very good. Na, 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Maple syrup. Canada are such nice people. Those rude ones on here should be ashamed, says Ian. Sonny said, I declare a rematch. Don't do it, Sonny. Let it go. Let it go, Sonny. It's done. There's blood everywhere. There's blood everywhere. It's been an absolute massacre. Someone stop the match. Good God Almighty. They've got a family, damn it. I mean, Canada turned up already dressed in black. They're already in mourning before the game had even kicked off. Here's Croatia again. No. Oh, my God. They don't deserve to concede a 5th. Oh. Edward said, I say Croatia cheated. Oh, it's over. The heartache, the pain, the agony. It's over. Canada are out of the World Cup. Canada are eliminated. The only thing I would say is at least it wasn't close. At least you're not going to sit here and go, if only we'd just found that goal. If only we'd just found that goal. I mean, it's not a case of that, is it? Canada are out. You have scored at a World Cup, though, Canada. You have scored at a World Cup. You'd never scored at a World Cup before, so you've made it to a World Cup and you've scored at a World Cup. Brett screwed Canada. Blame Canada, says Stephen. Pour maple syrup on that burn, Canada, says William. Canada knocked England out of the World Cup in 2018. What World Cup? What World Cup? The World Cup of what? Redemption said that Belgium game should give Canada nightmares tonight. They should have won it. Canada, next chance in 4 years at home. DB said they're not even a real country. Oh, my God. There's no need for this. There's no need for this. There's no need for this. Looks like we've had enough talk. It's time for the main event, said Steve. Gaming with the Great Fish said, I'm going to leave the door open. Brackets, leave the door open. There's always 2026, said Jacob. What does Goldberg have against Canada, said Dark Angel. I want to set things on fire with my sadness. Do it. Do it. Cheesecake said kids are crying. Croatia beat us in the semis, you sausage, says DB. Croatia knocked England out last time. Croatia knocked England out. Yeah, in 2018. And now they've gone and done it to Canada as well. Salmon are leaping in the ice chest of fishermen as we speak. Oh, my dog. Do you know what? If there's a comment that I'm going to end this stream on, it's that one right there by Ryan. My dog has left the room. Well, all of our dogs have left the room in sheer disappointment because this is the end of the road for Canada. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. We're going to shoot and get over to our next stream. Our next stream, of course, is going to be Spain versus Germany, a massive game because, big repercussions. Germany could make things very hard / impossible for themselves to get through if they lose this next game. So I'm going to go to that stream now. Big shout out to everyone that joined us. I'll see you over there in a second. Bye. Canada.